everyone, and welcome to Disco Elysium. This is episode 6. Last time we entered day 2. And what a day, what a first day it's been. This game really changes you. I don't really know how. I can't really tell if there's a difference, but it just changes you. You know what I mean? You get up in the morning on a day that you're gonna play Disco Elysium and you just feel like you're in the world, you know? You wake up and you feel compelled to wear your Renaissance art shirt, and you put your best foot forward and you get well dressed. Everything's really dark for some reason as well. I think like the game, it has a very dark atmosphere, so it's kind of brought down my visuals. But we have become an art cop, and I think the very important thing to realize there is we are going to definitely own the persona of the art cop. We must become the art cop. And you know what time it is, actually? I just look at the time. It's also beer o'clock. So, cheers, boys. It's time to play Disco Elysium. Me and Kim, we're just hanging out, having a good time. Being art cops, you know what I mean? Being art cops. We have some cool stuff to do today. We've got a big journalist stuff to do. Like the jam mystery, you know? We're going to talk to 3 drivers at the intersection, and one of them must know something about the drug trade. Now, we spoke to this lovely dude before, and we became friends with him because we have incredible style. You know? So we've spoken to him, but there are more people to talk to. Like, for example, our lovely, not so lovely, racist lorry driver, and I feel like this person over here may also be involved, or it might just be the shopkeeper, but we'll see. We'll have a chat to this woman again.
The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands. In the background, the radio plays.
Okay, so pale driver, still just really chilling, so we're gonna snap her fingers again. Hello, pay attention to the art cop, please.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Snap your fingers twice.
Where am I? Who are you?
Like a magician recalling a subject from hypnosis, you've jolted her back to reality. Are you alright, ma'am? You were out.
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s.
We are still in the 50s. Time has not passed. What's so bad about the 50s? I mean, we're living the dream over here.
The men have small jaws and everything is made out of plastic. Why do you need plastic when you can make the world out of amber?
Oh, just wait. 50 years from now, we're gonna have a ridiculous plastic problem. Just you wait. We're just getting started. When else would you be then?
Back in Mesquite, during the time of the revolution. The sidewalks and cafes are filled with the young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel Buenguerro.
New Boyadero picture. Nice. Alright, so you're a revolutionary. Nice to know, comrade.
Until you came along, that is.
I'm fine, okay? Don't come to me with that. We're friends here, okay? We're friends. Who's Gabriel Buenguerro?
This is Gabriel Buenguerro.
Oh, and the photograph in the lavish amber frame. So she's really just kind of reminiscing on those earlier days. You know, let's take a look. Okay, you know what? Oh, that's why everything's so dark. Oh, there we go. Let's adjust. Okay. Now I can see. Makes sense. All right.
A strikingly handsome man looks straight at you. His head crowned with a wide brim hat. His hair is dark as an oil slick, and his jaw the most perfectly chiseled thing you've ever seen.
A handsome gentleman. There we go. Let me put my actual glasses on. Now I can see. All right. Good photograph.
He was the biggest star of his day. Girls used to faint in the aisles of cinema whenever he came on the screen. And schoolboys used to memorize all of his lines.
She leans back, savoring the world she's conjured up. Yes, all the boys adopting their new personalities.
In all likelihood, it's a world that's only ever existed in her mind.
Interesting. Nice photograph you got there. I also take photographs. You see this can over here? Delicious drink, right? You just want to take a drink out of this soft can. However, keep you on your toes. This is actually a film camera because I'm an art cop. Gotcha. Always be prepared. You never know who's carrying a camera and what shape it may take. Be warned. Alright, that's an art cop secret. I'll let you in on it. I take it you were in Mesquite when you were young then.
Someone was.
She nods as though her meaning was perfectly clear. Someone? Are these not your memories?
They are someone's memories, boy. What difference does it make if it's me or not?
All the difference in the world.
They're beautiful. That is all that matters. Beautiful and true. And they will win. They're coming for this, you know? All of this.
Sorry to interrupt your dreaming, ma'am.
I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Lawman. It was early spring, and the mine behind the black sun had just come out. The posters were 20 meters tall. Everything was golden.
Stuck in the past, you are, Pale Driver?
While you, people, were tearing each other apart over your petty little revolution, in Mesquite, it was a golden age.
The Republic of Mesquite is a massive confederation on the Isola of Muindi, the world's largest state by territory. It's a petrostate, a constitutional monarchy, and, as of recently, an outcast due to its tilt to the far right.
Damn. Okay. Another thing that we learnt last time, before the age of the art cop, was we learned about the Pale from Joyce. Now, Joyce gave us a lot of information about the Pale, the Isolas, a bit of a reality lowdown, if you will. And we're still in that sort of mentality of getting that information from her, but we've got some of the big, juicy stuff so far. We'll just have to see how that continues. So, for now, though, let's continue our conversation. I have some other questions for you. Police questions.
Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
She settles back against the railing of her motor lorry. Behind her, mountains of memorabilia, photos, and knickknacks line the dashboard. What are you hauling?
Diamonds.
Diamonds! Really?
Of course not. But wouldn't it be marvelous if I was?
Okay, but what are you really hauling?
Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine.
So you don't know what you're hauling in your own lorry?
I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean.
Okay. What if the cargo is contraband?
Then it's contraband, Lawman. What? Do you want to take an old woman in? Be my guest. Lock me away like Bad Hand Hermenegildo.
Okay.
Bad Hand, Hermenegildos's bad hand, strangled 300 people. What can I say? Some people just really like strangling people.
That is a high number. I still don't understand this whole Boyadero thing.
Of course not. To truly understand the Boyadero, you need to listen to On the Western Plain.
On the Western Plain.
The Boyadero, Boya for short, is a cowherder from upstream Magritte, the great steppes of northern Mesquite. He is a rugged individualist and explorer.
Okay. What's that? Indulge me.
It's an old ballad about a young girl who falls in love with a daring Boyadero. He promises to marry her as soon as he returns from the Western Plain.
And they live happily ever after?
Don't be stupid. The Boyadero returns from the Western Plain a changed man, one night. As he and his beloved are out walking along the river Margaret, she pleads with him to give up his riding and settle down.
In the background, you can hear the orchestra swell as the screen fills with the maiden's imploring eyes.
So cinematic. You can't get the man to give up his riding. I think I see where this is going.
So the boyadero strangles his beloved and throws her body in the magret. Then he rides off, because the Western Plain is calling to him.
That's not where I thought that was going.
You have to understand. A true boyadero needs a whole horizon to himself. He can't be tied down by man or woman. His beloved was selfish. She didn't know what it meant to love a boyadero.
What if to truly love a boyadero is to float lifeless downstream?
There you go. Before I came, you seemed away.
She's just a distracted old woman. We should maybe let her get back to her things.
I don't know, Kim. This is a woman who's not responsible for what she's hauling.
So he doesn't think she's the smuggler.
Yeah.
You hear that, Loman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me.
Oh, wait. Why is that, Lieutenant?
Nothing. I just don't think she's connected to anything.
It's because of the Pale. He doesn't want your frail mind caught up in it. And this woman has spent time in the Pale. A lot of time.
Okay. Kim's just trying to distract us from thinking about the existentialism of this world that we live in, and I don't like it. Allow me to go face first into the void and come out a changed man. You know, I feel like it's already happened. It is happening. We are living in the change from the Pale. Should you drive a lorry if you get like that?
Oh, don't worry about me. I'm one of the best camioners around. I drive routes no one else will.
What routes?
Lomonosov's Land, Udashnaya Zemlya, the Western Plain.
She nods and closes her eyes again, letting her mind submerge.
The Transcatolia Magistral. You for 1A. Adestradas du Mirador. All the good ones. The deep trenches. Where the bluebirds fly.
She opens her eyes again and shudders. I'm something of an expert in blacking out. You should take better care of yourself.
You're right, Loman. I'm the one who should take my health more seriously. Thank you for looking out for me.
You are so welcome.
Is that all you woke me up to say?
I think I know what's going on with you.
And what is that?
You're a Pale driver, as the name implies. You transport goods through the Pale.
Great. He asked the Pines rep about the Pale, and now he's talking to everyone about it.
Well, why wouldn't I? It's the most interesting thing about this world that we live in, Kim.
Fine then. Just try not to black out again, and don't contemplate. We don't have time for that.
I always contemplate on the job, Kim.
It's death. But for the universe, oh, we're contemplating the living shit out of this.
Yes, we are. Oh, I'm contemplating, Kim. I'm drawing existential conclusions from this. See? The game and me, we share a connection. In the heart, we share a connection.
Exactly what I didn't want you to do. Ma'am, my partner wanted to know if you work in Pale Transport.
No offense. But your partner?
She lights the cigarette. A white and silver cloud of smoke disappears into her mouth.
Seems like a bit of an idiot.
Nice. I blacked out from sheer heartbreak and lost all memory of the world.
Like Gabriel Buenguerro in Segúreme, Paraíso. You're the opposite of me, then. I remember everything, even the things I never knew.
The things you never knew?
The smell of liquor on Gabriel's lips after the shoot. In the motor park. The roses on the day of Franco Negro's coronation. On the grand stairs of Ryle. The smoke from the Fowling Peace when Dolores Day was shot. The look on her face, like an orgasm. The wound in her chest. My hand in my father's hand. Except I never had a father. And I never shot her innocence Dolores Day.
Over-radiation?
Heroic doses, Sheriff. Heroic.
Isn't that dangerous?
Thought insertion? Dithering? The Grad Catalan Magistral? It's more than dangerous. It's sad. But at first I had to make a living. Now, when you've seen it all go away like that, rolling off like the sea, and then come back to this...
She gestures at the square, the broken horse monument, the clanging of machines in the distance.
What are we doing here? For thousands of years, Gabriel. It doesn't have to be like this. We can just give up. We can just become a vapor.
What does it look like? The Pale.
Like looking into the ocean at night. In the dark.
And...
You cannot see it, but you know it's there. And it's big, bigger than anything. Bigger than all the other things combined.
what does it feel like?
Nothing. Until it starts. When you are deep enough. Then, for me, it's like autumn. Dark, gray, and orange. The orange of street lights and the color of streets in the electric light. It smells like autumn too. It smells terrible.
It smells terrible. I love the Pale Driver's voice. Very interesting to listen to. It's an interesting voice.
Nostalgia. Cooped up in the cabin, shaking. Terrible nostalgia. For yourself. For humans. It's too much to bear. She loves it.
We all love a bit of nostalgia. I think you have to really love nostalgia. I'm a very nostalgic person. It's comfort, you know? You have a comfort food, a comfort movie, a comfort game, a place, a memory, a person. Nostalgia is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. We hold on to memories and they hold a big emotional place in our soul, you know? How do you pass through the Pale?
In the belly of an airship, behind the stair windows. So you don't look straight into it. It's not advised to look into it.
So not on this lorry then?
No, the same one, a roller. They all are nowadays. Special wheels for connecting to the floor of the hold.
She points to the machines clumped up like toys.
The wheels all small and round. Multi-axle trailers.
Okay. One last thing. You said we can just become vapor?
Yes.
Okay. I feel like I already have what you have in some way.
They say there is a point. One that I have not crossed. In the Pale, super deep. If you stray too far, of course, on the U41A, or in Lomonosov's land, where every step you take is one step further from home, no matter the direction. It's a point you cannot come back from. Your mind becomes so radiant with the past, there is a flip. Instead of writing, it erases memory, nearing some kind of indescribable finale. Maybe you've been down the motorway south.
She looks at her cigarette. It's almost out. She has swallowed it hungrily. Then at you. That's the thing. We talked about this last episode where I was like, I wonder if our character has had a collision contact with the Pale in a way that has contributed to the memory loss. The motorway south?
It's a story as lone horsemen tell. Lone horsemen, Sheriff, not Pale drivers. Way beyond the established Pale that's lit by radio frequencies, where it goes silent and dark, and the process begins, erasure, kilometer by kilometer, in any direction. The motorway south is a road you cannot come back from.
What is at the end of the motorway south?
No one knows what's at the end. I've only glimpsed the beginning. I've only felt it in the distance, when I was a child. A child growing on the lake.
Wow. We have a thought gained. Motorway south. 8 hours. Visual calculus minus. Okay. At the edge of the map, the landmass begins to disintegrate into pure trigonometry. The ocean melts, becoming a tangle of sines and cosines. The mountain range turns into a sharp-angled azimuth. Its green range shadow dithers, like music turning into a waveform, and then vanishes. This is the end, a half-remembered textbook from your childhood. The porch collapsing on the edge of the Isola, a transition from reality to pale. A single vector shoots out like a rocket. It's the motorway south, splintering off from the known pale. To where? Where does it go? Interesting. That is an interesting thought. An interesting thought. We are only getting many more. We'll just have to see how we go in terms of which ones I choose to learn. Ma'am?
Josiane.
A sigh escapes her lips, then silence as she stares within herself.
There is nothing more to do now. She's far away.
Okay.
She is receding in the clutches of some indescribable scattered emotion. A child descending.
Bye.
You've fried both your brains enough for today, detective.
He inspects her. No response.
Let's get some air. This one's far gone.
He shakes his head silently as he turns to leave. Alright, Kim. Well, that's one of the lorry drivers, and we're done for today with her, but we don't know if there is potential for, I don't know if there's potential for her to be one of, our suspicious lorry drivers. Let's have a chat to this dude again. As much as I do not want to. Okay, what do you got for me today, sir?
Looking for something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
Come to tell me to fuck off again? Oh, we can show the mug we can show that mug that we picked off. I found this mug in the trash. Yours?
Oh man, that's great. Look at that guy go. I haven't seen anything that funny in a while.
Is it yours?
God damn. Thanks for that, but no, it's not mine.
He doesn't live in Martinez.
Okay. What was that argument all about?
It's about biological determinism, natural law, the sorting of the races. Not the most popular topic nowadays. With the
we're just going back into this again.
You might want to change the topic. That is, bury your head under the sand like common sheep.
We've already gone through this before, but then it just has the different options. I'm gonna commit to I can't back out, so I'll just commit to the same options to go to the new stuff again.
I'm not the old people who've studied these things. Say that. Open your eyes. Haven't you known the problem?
Cultural victory. What is this then?
Maybe I'll indulge him on this question here. That says, wait, what's this cultural victory? Because it's a question.
It's what the kips of Boogie Street are going for, right under our noses. And the others too, on the radio. Heard any chansons lately? Heard any motetos or leader? No. Dominating culture is how they plan to win. They say so themselves.
Uh-huh.
It's true. Also, you need to realize the dangers of mixing races. Don't push your luck, runt.
Okay. I'm going to talk to you about other stuff now.
Looking for something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
What are you hauling?
Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation.
Wait. How long has this been going on then?
The strike? Oh, they've been at it for a while. A month, 2 months maybe. But this here is just the last week or so.
What kind of cargo are you supposed to pick up?
Apples.
Apples?
Yeah, apples. I take it you had other questions?
He's given you the runaround. Let's be honest, you were bested.
Alright, Rhetoric. So, you're lorrymen, right? what's your stance on drugs?
Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body.
And he takes a long drag on his cigarette. You smell of booze and cigarettes. What's different about narcotics?
You know where that shit comes from? Sarah Miriza, Safre, Ilmara. They take the money from our local junkies here and then use it to outcompete us in the manufacturing sector.
Okay.
They know they can't beat us in a fair fight, so they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage, racial economic sabotage.
Okay. Hold on. But they make Al Ghul alcohol in Ilmara too. I was told they do.
I don't go for that foreign piss. Proper booze is made in Mundi. Or sometimes I like a dram of that Yugograd vodka. Koikos and worse much, but they do no booze.
So I take it you're not smuggling drugs out of Marnez.
Not in, not out. I'll never betray the purity of my tribe.
As much as this guy's a dickhead, I think I believe him too, in terms of him not being the one.
So you're telling us that you don't know anything about drug smuggling through Terminal B?
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
They always do that. Like, I wouldn't tell you. And what are you still hanging around here for? Most other camionneurs have left.
What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking on at night. If they touch my stuff, the bosses will be on my ass like ass cancer.
Like ass cancer. I wonder if maybe if we just stay up really late today, and then it's nighttime and everybody goes to bed, we might be able to have a poke around in some lorry trucks, maybe.
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
Ooh, I did see one lorry with the trailer doors open on my way here. Do you know what happened?
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved his country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling in Rags when some kip boys smashed his lock and took damn near everything. Lost his fucking job over it. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to.
Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to. Bad for him, I guess.
It's a fucking travesty, is what it is.
Okay. If it's not you, then who's running drugs through Terminal B?
Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang, that beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well.
Because that is the dude, yeah, that is the guy that's reselling humanitarian aid stuff, and he's just like, ha ha, I get away with whatever I want, man. The one reselling humanitarian aid packages, right?
That's the one. His tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood.
The lorryman takes a slow, satisfied drag and blows a smoke ring.
Is your man alright? 100%. He's a lorryman selling his employer stuff. Broke the seals on his Humanox lorry. No doubt he's selling drugs too.
Is that a bias opinion? You got any evidence there? Or is it just your personal bias getting in the way, sir?
I wouldn't be so sure about it. Not until we've heard what Sealang himself has to say.
I guess we need to pay Sealang a visit then.
Guess so.
He grins, contented with himself. We're done for now. Okay, well, we got some more information from him, so we will go and have a chat to Sealang. And then, I guess it's probably, will probably end up just being a point where we just go into the Whirling Rags again, and we'll just have a chat to the, Union boys, because I don't think I'm going to pass that acrobatics check to get my jacket and go through that back entrance. So, not yet anyway. So we'll have to see. All right, Sealang.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
So Sealang, what's your stance on drugs?
Drugs? I don't go in for that, officer. Drugs ruin lives. Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty, tasty drugs.
I'm super into drugs, Sealang. Super into it. Like, to the point where it's like, if you know anything about anything nearby, tell me.
That's very cool. A lot of the coolest detectives do drugs. Sadly, I don't have any drugs on sale, or at my home, or on my person.
We're looking for a lorry driver who is transporting drugs out of the harbour. He or she is in this traffic jam.
That's even cooler. You investigating that and all. But I am not a lorry driver. I'm just a street vendor. I don't know anything about that.
A blatant lie, sire. Yet he tells it with such conviction. We'd believe him if we didn't know better.
Sir, let me get real with you for a minute. Okay? Let me get real with you for a minute. You are a lorry man. Another driver has identified you and your lorry.
Who said that? It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He has an agenda against me because I'm an immigrant who works harder than he does. He's a hater.
That is most likely true. But, sir, I'm going to need you to work with me here, okay?
So you admit you're a lorry driver?
Exactly.
No, I just said I work harder and he's an asshole.
You're getting worked up, man. There are holes in your story.
Realizing he can't get out of it. Smart man.
There you go.
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream.
He spreads his arms. So you forgot to tell me?
Exactly. It's such a small part of my life. It's in the rear view mirror now. I'm climbing out of that hole with ingenuity.
Stop squirming. What do you know about the drug operation at the harbor, Sealing?
Nothing. I told you. I'm not a dumb guy. I don't get involved with that crowd.
And what crowd is that?
Yeah, you aware of the crowd there, Sealing?
Crowd. You know, the drug crowd.
Okay, if you don't know, then I'll tell your employer you've been selling his stuff.
No use. He's not telling us. He's too afraid. We need to take him to my station and ask him there. After we've called his boss.
So we're going to give him one of those paper slips that says, come and hang out at the station, XOXO, it's a date.
Okay, look. There's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please don't get me into this mess. I spent 15 years working my way up.
Okay.
Here we go. There's a tiny bit of truth on the table. Zoom in on it.
If you don't want to get into this mess, you have to give us a reason to move on.
It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady.
Is it the pale driver then?
Interesting. Could this driver be connected to the Hardy Boys?
Is the lady driver the old woman back there? Dazed out? Strange?
I don't know. Maybe. If she is, I haven't gone near her. I don't get involved. I told you.
It could be. She was strange.
Who are these other drivers who talk?
All of them. I don't know. I told you all I know. Are we cool now? I really want us to be cool now.
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours? The racist or the other one with the tattoos?
He points north.
All of them. Even the ones who've left. I don't hang out with them. I don't remember who has tattoos.
Could she be associated with the Hardy Boys?
I don't know. I'm not local. I don't know anything about that.
Okay, Sealing, we're cool now.
All right. I scored. Let's cap this off with a purchase. You can walk away from here with funky sunglasses, detectives. Both of you. You deserve it.
Give me some money!
Start with a little compliment, then work your way up from there. This is about business, remember.
Yes, and certainly not randomly getting these cheeky little bribes. I gotta pay for my room tonight. I gotta hustle. Art cop's gotta get money. How an art cop's gotta get money. Work smarter, not harder. Hey, you seem like a really successful entrepreneur. Would you like to support a member of the local police force?
Oh, okay. But why, officer?
After all this mess, the broken seals, lying to you, come on.
Think of it as an investment.
An investment? What kind of investment?
That is a bribe? It's an investment in your customer base. Gotta prime the pump, man.
Fair point. You can't have a successful business without a loyal customer base. How much is your loyalty worth?
Imagine if this was a success. 10 real.
10 real is a bargain for that kind of investment. You got it, my man.
I'll leave you to it for now. Thanks, buddy. Gotta do what we can. Alright. If that's good. That's a good update on some stuff. So our map is updated. That's the policeman cloak. Okay. We have... This isn't in order, is it? Of when things get completed. The jam mystery. Find out who the lady driver is and where's her lorry. Alright, we're going to go back again to our other lorry drivers.
Yes?
Oh, sorry, Kim. I meant to talk to the other guy.
Make way for the master poet.
Yeah, he greets you with a nod. We've earned his respect now. I heard that one of the drivers is a woman, but I don't think she's here. Do you know this lady driver?
I don't want to talk about that.
Okay, it's a touchy subject then. Why? Do you know something? What is it?
Man, I was hoping it isn't going to be her. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some evil drug trafficker. And I don't know where she is.
Who is this person? What's her name?
Thank God I don't know. People here call her the lady driver. She kept her name a secret. From me too. Now I see why.
Who is she to you?
A friend? An acquaintance. I don't know. She was the only person in this damn jam I could talk to. She's someone I don't want to rat out to the law, okay?
Well, what does she look like?
A youngish woman. Gruff, but in a cool way.
Okay.
What color hair?
Blue and violet. Dyed. It was violet when she got here. Blue before she went.
Okay. Blue and violet. Blue before she went.
Then she may have dyed it again.
Yeah. I asked you who's conducting the drug trade. You said you didn't know. Now you're saying you do.
I didn't, man. I told you I was hoping it's not her. That she wouldn't be mixed up in it.
It's true. We would have caught a lie. But a kind heart is tricky.
You're a good man, Tommy. When did she leave?
Damn, I don't want to... Please just let it go. Whatever she did, it can't be that bad. She's not a bad person. I know that much.
We can't just let it go. It's part of a police investigation.
That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation. The girl's troubled. If you hunt her down, she may not survive it. I can't have that on my conscience.
It won't come to that. We won't pursue her on this. This is information only.
I don't believe you.
You said she's troubled. How?
She's got the darkness in her. That young person's darkness when you think it's all over. And you're looking for a way out.
She shared this with you?
Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her.
I was told everyone's afraid of her. You're not?
I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked. And she told me, too, that she's had a violent life. But I wasn't afraid of her. More like for her.
Did this violent life include drug trafficking?
Well, It looks like it did now, but we didn't talk about that. We talked about life, you know? She talked about her mind,
Hold on. Her mind?
the way it worked, the trouble it was giving her.
When she left, did she leave her lorry behind?
Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay? There are plenty of drivers here who couldn't stand her or were afraid of her. They'd be more than happy to rat her out.
He's right. There are other options. The raceman, for one. The grey-haired woman. Maybe she knows something. Push Tommy and it will break his heart and his spirit. Don't expect you to be pals.
I like Tommy. I like Tommy. I'm gonna say fine. I will drop the matter for now.
Thank you, friend. Wow, this makes me feel like I should pick up smoking again.
You are
Would
current.
help with my rhymes, too.
You are that kind of smoking chief. All right, gotcha. That's all for now. Bye. I like him. I don't want to fuck that up too bad. So I will leave that for now. We'll talk to other people about it.
Looking for something, Hunt?
I know you've been giving me the runaround. Fess up. Where's the lady driver? Where is she?
I don't know what you're talking about.
First you knew Siling didn't do it.
He did something. He stole his employer's goods and another lorryman's job. You should be thankful for the tip.
Then why are you smirking?
Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Revachol West. You don't run Martinez. You don't run anything.
So who does? The lady driver?
No. He means La Puta Madre.
A legendary, and not in a good way, crime boss from Jamrock. Controls what is probably the most powerful organized crime outfit in Revachol West.
Yeah, him.
Who's La Puta?
Then I presume you are familiar with his peonies.
Yeah, they're his little bitches. He's got them all over the unions.
Not just the unions. He has peonies everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM. Dirty fucking peonies who'd do anything for him. Multi-ethnic drug addicts.
The lieutenant adopts a rodentine quality. Be cool, sire. He's getting into this.
Drama. Say nothing.
You're not peonies. You wouldn't be investigating a drug thing if you were.
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were, and one of Madre's drivers were to be stealing from him, then it's a good peony's job to find out who that is.
He's surprisingly good at this. Not bad at all. Look at him lurching.
Kim.
It's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Padre Madre angry. But a stupid fucking racist is standing in the way, protecting this fucking thief.
I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protection of the Lorrymen and Carters Guild.
You've seen the corpse in the yard, yes? You took a peek. I know you did. Does it look like his friends protected him?
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
He tries to light a fresh cigarette, but his hands are shaking now. The sentence simply ends. Kim's got the moves, fighting with his words.
The lieutenant turns and gives you a barely perceptible nod.
God damn it. Saw you snooping cabin. Kim's bluff. Go fuck yourself. And my half-light is at 1. You know what? It's because of my half-light being so low that I'm going to have to come back to this. I'm going to increase my half-light a bit because I feel like this is a good thing to... I'm not going to risk a 17%. Let me take a look. Now, our half-light is on -1 right now. And that is because of the coat. All right, we're getting. Oh yeah, we got the. All right, we got the suit jacket back on. We got the disco ass blazer happening. Let's get into that. This is why I'm wearing the beanie, by the way. Let's try again.
Looking for something, Hunt?
Ooh,
Going to
okay.
Get me to fuck off again?
So that went up by 11%. So if I level up, that should go up to maybe potentially like just close to 40%. That's a little bit nicer. Is there anything that actually gives me? Does this give me half-light? That's physique. So unfortunately, booze gives me physique, not half-light. All right, we're gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to wait on that one. But what we can do is try and talk to our pale driver again. See if we can get anything from her in the meantime while I need to get some more experience.
The woman looks at nothing, her eyes closed and her lips moving.
Huh? What is it? What do you want?
Alright. Are you the lady driver?
Did you just call me a lady, Jerife?
Aren't you a lady?
The woman's malevolent cackling fills the roundabout.
I'm a lady like you are Gabriel Buenguerro. Only in dreams.
So you're not the driver everyone is terrified of.
I'm only terrifying to small children. And to those who used to know me.
Yeah, it's not her. Believe me.
Why are you scary to the people who used to know you?
Because they can no longer recognize the person I once was.
Then who is the female driver I was told of?
How should I know? Do I look like I spend a lot of time with the other communers sniffing around? When I have my movies to go to.
Alright. That's all I needed to know. Thank you.
Go sim.
Alright then.
Yes, go.
So yeah, we're gonna have to get some more half-light. I think it's gonna be our thing to do before we can proceed with that. So we're gonna get some more skill points potentially. I think I'm curious to have a chat to Joyce to see if we can give her this brief update of things.
The dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffito.
Just wondering if there was anything new to do with the mailbox, apart from apologize for kicking it. I'm going to see if we can update Joyce on the information that we've currently got, and then something that stands out for us to really do. I'm just trying to really latch on to, I guess, things that we know we can do. So maybe chatting to the Union Box people would be the way to go.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
I spoke with the lorryman at the roundabout.
Word has travelled, yes, but nothing of real substance has surfaced yet, I gather. Wild Pines has eyes on the intersection, but not ears.
One of the tall buildings overlooking the roundabout. It would give them a read on the entire quarter.
It appears we are being monitored every step we take, colleague. Did we have any other business here?
Okay. I think I have more questions about reality.
More lessons in basic reality? My favourite part of the day.
Nice.
Go ahead, ask me anything.
Because of my spirit decor, that's at 42%. RCM Kim debrief and authority comes from coalition. 42%. It's pretty low. Art Cop's feeling lucky! Bam!
It remains a mystery what you mean by this something close. This isn't about you. It's about reality.
We're not lucky today, are we?
These are unimportant times, Detective. You and I were born after the dust had settled. 1,000th of a second too late.
Too late for what?
For the big time.
Her eyes light up. There's a flash of teeth. What's the big time?
The revolution.
Huh. And what is this revolution I keep hearing about?
It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next, who gets shot in the head, and who gets the mineral rights. It's a real kerfuffle.
Kerfuffle. We love it. We love the word kerfuffle. When was this kerfuffle?
The turn of the century revolution? Don't answer it. It's a trick question. The revolution began in 02 on the Isla of Grad, though by the end, nearly the whole world had gotten involved.
Who started it?
It wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Zarat, a particularly virulent prion disease, which the authorities in Grad proved unable to contain. Then Marzolf came along and overthrew the government.
What did the it's not pronounced Srazoth. Srazot? I'm really bad at, like, when I hear a word for the first time, I don't internalize it properly. So I always am like, what did you just say? You said a lot of words, but how did you pronounce that word? What did this Srazot do?
It made people overthrow their governments.
Wow, really?
Of course not. It was a highly infectious microorganism that destroyed brain tissue. The actual causes of the revolution were material. The pandemic only provided the spark.
Where did it spread from there?
From Revachol and Grad? Not far. The world managed to cauterize itself. Marzolf's government was overthrown in 08, and the coalition crushed the Revachol commune 2 years later. It was the end.
What came next?
Why? You and I, officer. Our lives in the zone of control.
Something tells you her life and yours are not that similar. Maybe it's because she has a boat and you have that necktie? A pair of pants?
A pair of pants? Our lives are very different from each other.
No doubt. But we share the same time and position on the planet's crust. That counts for more than you think.
What is the zone of control?
A city-state divided into free market zones under the everlasting interregnum of the Coalition of Nations. And you, of course, the citizens' militia.
The clatter of typewriter keys fills the main hall of the reappropriated silk mill. Precinct 41. Chad Tilbrook presses enter. Outside, Officer Elfboy Williams slams the door of an armored motor carriage.
The zone of control is the third incarnation of Revachol, after the failure of the suzerain and the commune.
What happened in the rest of the world?
Modernity. They developed the marvels of the inter-eastlery communication. Telematic milieus, radiation, colored plastics. Meanwhile, in Revachol West, the aftermath continues for the 5th decade.
51 minus 8 equals 43.
Wait, you're saying it's been like this for 43 years?
Time flies.
What have we been doing all that time?
The 20s saw a decade of urban war, west of the river leveled, offshore platforms in flames. Still, it's regarded as an improvement on what came before. 08 to 19 was simply hell.
And after that?
The 30s? Things settled down in the 30s. Revachol East transformed itself into the world's largest tax haven, with the international community's blessing. For the first time in a long time, it seemed like things were going somewhere.
And that's when they discovered disco.
Yes, and quantitative easing. It was a market mirage, unfortunately. The 40s dispelled it. An Isla-wide hangover, you might say. So, here we are.
She curtsies.
Welcome to reality, baby.
7G! Task complete. Get a reality lowdown. We did it. That's why I kept pushing those questions, because I feel like we might be able to complete that task. Get that experience, baby.
For her to be where she is, Wild Pines Group must have picked the right side.
Okay. We've got more. Let's keep going. Who got shot in the head?
Those would be the communists. Generally speaking, 40 million people got shot in the head during the World Revolution. But the communists, they all got shot in the head. Oh, and the anarchists too. They shot them well. So well, one forgets they even existed.
Anarchy in the UK. Did the communists and the anarchists shoot back?
Did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, they shot 2 million people.
Truly a kerfuffle.
Yeah, it was a kerfuffle, all right.
The lieutenant mumbles from behind his notes. This is Kim right now, reading his notes and going, "Okay, I haven't had breakfast yet. It's late. Anyone else hungry? It's 11. Time for brunch."
Yes, the Insulindian deluge, they call it.
I had a deluge too, in my head.
Yes, an acute thiamine deficiency can be exacerbated by alcoholism. Exacerbated means made worse.
Anyone else get shot in the head on the opposing side?
Oh, lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head, or thrown beneath a horse, or drowned. Accounts differ. It was unceremonious. Just as well, he wasn't actually the king. Just the king's nephew.
I think when we were speaking to Renee about this stuff, he was talking about the king in this way also.
The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad.
Wow. Cowardly king.
I prefer the term risk-averse. King Guillaume was nobody's fool.
Guillaume de Million.
Disaster brewing. So he got out alive, and his nephew Fricelle got shot in his place.
Bing bang boom.
Him and tens of thousands of his wonderfully fascist kingsmen. It was a wild time.
Who got the mineral rights?
The liberals got the mineral rights. And by mineral rights, I mean everything.
Okay, and by liberals, you mean...
Liberals are usually middle-class people, Detective. Or the remaining gentry. The beneficiaries of the pre-revolutionary arrangement. Some were rich enough to stay with the Constitution, with monarchy. Big mistake. Others bet on the revolution. They were called the ultras, or ultra-liberals. They fared well.
Yeah, so there's the ultra-liberal stuff. Man, Joyce really given us, like, every single thing, which is amazing. Also, something to note is in the US, in that part of the world, they have the terminology of you being a liberal or a conservative. When they talk about things in broad strokes, there's obviously way more than that. I am generalizing, but they, for the most part, they go, there are conservatives and there are liberals. There's a lot in the middle and all of that, blah blah blah. But the main point that I'm getting at here is down here is to be a liberal is to be conservative, and our big two political parties, instead of it being like Republicans and Democrats, is Labour and Liberal, and the Liberals is the conservative side. So it's very interesting the differences of talking with the US about politics is you could be like, oh, I'm a liberal, and that means two different things depending on where you come from, and it's an interesting misunderstanding to have when liberal can mean a different thing in a different country. How did the liberals win it all?
They didn't win so much as survive. We were the last ones standing when the war ended. Everyone else got shot in the head, remember?
She's one of them. Of course.
If everyone got shot, who was there to surrender to?
To foreign intervention. The coalition. Those people really took the mineral rights.
Wait, you just said the liberals already took everything.
The liberals took everything that wasn't nailed to the ground. The coalition took the ground.
She
The
stomps
ocean,
her
the
rubber-booted
laws,
foot.
and the people.
She stomps her rubber-booted foot. Who are the coalition?
The coalition of nations. Grad, Mesque, Vesper, Messina, Oranje, and Sur-la-Clay. The armed center of the world. They landed here and ended the revolution. It was the moralist thing to do.
Moralist. Now we'll get into the moralist side of things.
The moralists believe in keeping everything exactly the way it is. They believe in mineral rights and not shooting people in the head.
Yeah. So Joyce is giving us our sort of descriptions about all the four political sides and ideologies in this game.
At least not in the same manner and volume as the others do. They are the long-standing provisional rulers of Revachol now, the coalition government. This is their zone of control. They embolden the RCM with crumbs of the same law they took. Technically speaking, you are a moralist.
Okay. So the Coalition are on the moralist side of things.
The color of moralism is blue. The official motto of Moral Intern, or Moralist International, is a blue forget-me-not, a piece of grey sky. Unofficial. For a moment, there was hope.
Okay. If always picking the option that doesn't commit to anything, then hell yes I am, and also not. I don't think I'm a moralist, ma'am.
Of course. Not easy to be moderate about head shooting in your line of work.
So which side was Wild Pines group on?
They picked the winning side. That's why they're here, and others are not.
They got lucky.
Perhaps it wouldn't have turned out that way had I been in charge. I might have bet on the king and led the Pines to doom.
Would you have sided with the king?
I would have sided with the cannons. If you'd seen the calibers of the things, you might have too. Perhaps it's better I was born when I was. 10 of the 14 Indo tribes got it wrong. Feld, Kupri, Tricentennial. So I suppose I would have been in good company.
What would you have done differently?
Good question. What would you have done differently?
I like the medical option one, I think. Because the... Do I like the medical option one? Because that's like talking about the pandemic, right? I asked you. Who are you in all this?
And I asked you, past less detective of the Citizens Militia, what insight has acute encephalopathy given to you?
I think I'm pretty sure I like the idea of the first one then. Sort of medical solution.
So a quarter of humanity simply lost their minds. And how would you stop a prion, a complex folding protein, unlife, with a technology 50 years ago?
Yeah, well, maybe it's impossible. With some hygiene, modest social care, and perhaps a little research program, liquidate the rabid prion-infested dogs who want to kill everyone with cleansing artillery fire, privatized healthcare, and a work ethic that does not turn your brain into sponge tissue. 1 and 3 seem like somewhat appealing.
Good hygiene. Really. A very moderate solution to an extreme problem.
I know.
It's those sort of half measures that doomed the authorities in Grad.
Dude, I'm an art cop. I'm not a scientist, okay? I'm a guy wearing a beanie and a suit jacket. You realize how idiotic that is.
When they failed to step up, Marzov and his party stepped in. In this particular case, maybe a more robust state response might have been appropriate.
Yes.
Opinions expressed here do not reflect the official position of the RCM.
Thank you, Kim.
My position?
Ah!
My parents got ripped to shreds in the revolution. I would have gone the same way. I was saved by being 2 years old. That's my position. The abattoir.
I accidentally pressed space twice. Obviously, Joyce just asked, "What is your official position, Lieutenant?" Parents got ripped to shreds in the revolution, gone the same way. I was saved by being 2 years old. That's my position, the abattoir.
Understandable.
That's enough about the times.
They are what they are. Who knows? An afterbloom may yet come. Anyway, enough sentimentality. Is there anything else you want to know?
Not so fast. Who is she in all this? Ask her who she is. She owes you an answer.
I want to know what you are.
She won't maneuver her way out of this one.
What are you?
I am the vilest of the vile. A traitor. A devourer of nations and infants. I am an ultra.
Ah. Dios mío! A liberal! Wait, what's an ultra?
An ultra-liberal. It's a type of liberal. From the revolution. It's, not the moderate kind.
Yeah, you like money. Dios mío! A liberal!
Yes. I am the nether creature of the Forbidden Swamp. I pushed the king under a shit wagon and betrayed the revolution. My kind surrendered the nation to financial colonists. I can see you thought we'd gone extinct. After all, no sane person identifies as an ultra-liberal anymore. Not in broad daylight. You're a centrist at heart. A real moralist, no? Tell me, now that I've uncoiled myself, do you find me frightening?
In her green eyes, you see a mixture of truth and self-satire. Decades of guilt and pride.
I forgive you, but only because you're charming.
A devil, who being of great charm and guile, sneaketh into the homes of the godly.
Vile, defiled. Shake your head slowly.
I hope so. I hope we are able to continue as friends despite my scaly bulk. And the insanity, bloodshed, and transfer of wealth that took place here. It was not the plan all along. When the dust settled, the liberals were the only ones left to clean up the mess. By virtue of their survival, they were handed enormous power to shape the future. This was all our last generation managed.
Would you have done something differently?
With due respect to our overlords, the eternal caretaker government that keeps Martinez a monument to the efficacy of its artillery, I would not have relinquished sovereignty to the Coalition. Not here in Martinez, and not in the Stella Maris or Delta Beachheads either. If not for my own sake, then for my daughters. We had an obligation to defend our sovereignty. We should have burned the whole Isola down rather than let them have it.
Dark orange flames reflect in her green eyes. An oil fire on the ocean.
You're a smart woman.
Perhaps. My intellectual vanity will be my undoing.
Okay.
You're no dummy yourself.
So am I.
A smart boy getting smarter, one basic term of reality at a time.
It's me. So you're a patriot.
Yes, I suppose I am. But I wouldn't be a patriot anywhere but here.
Okay.
Seditious talk, man.
You have daughters.
Yes. Whatever else I am, I'm also a mother and a wife. Now, shall we return to reality?
Yes. I will eventually open this up, retry it, and then we can come back for what is this? But that's all for now.
Glad to have been of assistance.
Okay.
The little that I know.
Thought
Actual
complete.
art degree.
Actual art degree. It's art cop time, baby.
Tried.
Let's go.
Contrived. Mediocre. Milquetoast. Amateurish. Infantile. Cliche and gonorrhea-ridden peon to conformism. I fucked me. Affront to humanity. War crime. Should literally be tried for war crimes. Resolutely shit. Lacking in imagination. Uninformed reimagining of. Lip-wristed. Premature. Ill-informed attempt at. Talentless fuckfest. Recidivistic shit peddler. Pedantic. Listless. Savagely boring. Just one repulsive laugh after another.
Actual art degree. Hand-eye coordination. My hands shake from anger about how shit all this is, and conceptualization. Passive heal. I have a passive healing. +1 morale and gives 10 XP. Hell yeah. Okay. I like that. I like that a lot. There you go. Okay, so we've gotten a reality lowdown, which is awesome. Completed Tuesday at 11:05. We've got more to check out though, however. I think it may be time to talk to the Union box. Because I don't think we're getting past Measurehead today to talk to, presumably, what's his name? Eckhart? Presumably to talk to him, I assume that he would be on the other side. So that seems like the best course of action. I could potentially walk over here and see if there's any more conversations to be had before we do. Let me just have a quick look. Measurehead makes old men quiver.
Last we saw, your race was being superseded by the Seminese.
Should I push him out of the way, dude? Yeah, I think we gotta sneak past this, dude. I don't think we are built for this. I don't think this is gonna work. But maybe he might respect our ability to challenge him. Nah, I'm gonna be sensible. Every time I've tried to be silly in the game, it has completely fucked me over. It has completely fucked me over. So we're not gonna do that. But we are gonna go speak to the Union box now. We didn't really get more information in the outside world after all that before speaking to them. But hey, what can you do? What can I do? Alright. Let's do a little bit of a quick save. We got a thought here. It's a bowl. There's spit in it, reeking of tobacco. Photos of men in overalls, toting guns and Union placards. And you see hawthorn bushes outside. Okay, so...
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling-height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers.
Huh. Hawthorn bushes. And then we look at it. It's not time yet. It is not time yet. -12. Interesting. Squint.
There's a little slide panel up there to let some air in. No need to open it in spring. It's still too cold outside.
Revert your gaze. Okay, let's have a chat to this dude.
This is where you say your bid.
A broad-shouldered man points at you with a beer can.
Detective.
The lieutenant acknowledges you with a sharp note. He's leaving it to you. We need to talk about the man hanged out back.
Oh, this is about him. A real looker, that one.
That one.
You're sure taking your time, waiting for him to get ripe and pretty for you, huh?
I'm gonna put my art cop on. Let's go.
Oh, he was a real pretty boy by now. Real hot stuff. Letting out that pretty boy smell.
Time to go to work in the shit factory!
Alright, Shanky and Glenn, you need to chill out. I'm speaking to Titus right now, okay?
Easy, boys. These janitors have a hell of a job cut out for them. I mean, I wouldn't go in there for $1 million.
He slaps his forehead.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
I'ma scan the room.
No. I's here. You got business with my boys. You got business with me.
Alright, Titus Hardy.
He understood what you were doing. Taking inventory of them.
Yeah! You fuck with the Hardy boys, you fuck with Titus Hardy!
Shouts the scrawny, rat-faced man, 2 teeth missing in the front.
Relax, Dennis. No one is fucking you yet.
Says the 40-something man from the corner with a plectrum hanging from his neck.
Yeah, Dennis, calm down. No one's fucking you, you stupid fuck.
Let Dennis enjoy his fucking, man. We don't mind.
You notice gang tattoos. The man must be either Mesk or Sumerizian.
Yeah, you're not even being fucked, Dennis.
Thanks, Fat Angus.
Easy, fellas. We got company. Let's see what brings the cop around.
Too late. You already scanned the room. You got a pretty good picture.
A picture of what?
Of the actor's hair. You could take another look at the tracks in the mud on the crime scene. Compare it to these guys.
Oh, true. Yeah. The man hanged in the backyard. Did you do it?
The pretty boy. You guys really love talking about that pretty boy.
That's kind of the whole point of why I even exist in this town. Yes.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
You're involved. Somehow. I just don't have proof. Yet.
Well, maybe you should just fuck off then.
Okay.
Don't worry. We are resourceful. We'll find a good topic for us to discuss.
Have I come up with something incriminating? I don't think I have. Guess what? I've come up with something incriminating, and it's artistic and conceptually fascinating.
Incriminating? Now that's a big boy word.
I'll get back to you on that.
Well, maybe you should just fuck off then.
Yeah, good idea.
Don't worry. We are...
I'm gonna take off now. Union Box Hardy Boys, not a success. We gotta come back here later. I'm gonna take this money though. Bam. Interesting. Return to the Hardy Boys with more evidence. Try talking to their boss or examining either the tracks on the crime scene or the belt around the victim's neck. Okay, we are investigating the body once again. Are we going to vomit? Probably. Probably. We'll have to find out. So we've already checked these, but I think it's locked at the moment, right?
There are several footprints in the mud.
Oh, no.
Left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
Hey, okay. We got a visual calculus, and it's 72% because we counted the Hardy Boys. Okay. Nice.
Wow. Still not doing it. You're bad at this.
Holy shit, man. Failing the high checks really stings. That really stings. Why is this so complicated? I keep failing.
Maybe you keep failing because you suck.
But I'm an art cop. Failure is my existence. Leave. Let's check the body again.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The
active decay.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow, Kuno!
Doesn't look like I can investigate the actual
there
belt.
he still is.
Okay. Wonderful. That's good stuff. Oh, man. Alright. That sucks. I think the best thing for us to do is sing karaoke. Damn. We still need to figure out who this woman was that bought our gun. We need to find our badge. This is killing me. It's totally killing me. And I believe we can't go over the other side, right? Because the lack of bridge is a thing. Am I right about that? Let me go back down this way. Because this is inaccessible once we go down here. And then this is all busted up. What's this?
A couple of indicator lights are missing from this control panel. Loose wires dangle from the now vacant holes. In the middle is a lever. Beneath it, a small metal plaque. This panel usually closes the waterlock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. But there's a crashed salmon and butter sign in the way. Pulling the lever probably won't do anything.
It's because I need to wait for it to be cleaned up, don't I?
You pull the lever all the way up until the metal clicks against the contact pins. You hear a soft clunk. Then, nothing happens.
Push it harder.
Nothing happens. A cold gust of wind blowing in from the sea interrupts the silence of the situation.
Release the lever.
A spring brings the lever back to its original position. You still need to close the waterlock to get across the canal.
Tomorrow.
Some other way.
On Wednesday.
Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning?
Wednesday it is. Okay. Okay.
A crumpled billboard reading, Samaran butter soaks in the canal. Two ugly lines mar the bright countenance of the blonde boy depicted. The sign billboard has fallen on the waterlock, keeping it open, and thus out of order.
Attempt to reconstruct what happened here. 72%. Ominous daredevil feeling.
Judging by the size of the impact and the parallel lines of burnt rubber, the cause was probably a motor vehicle.
Wow, okay. And it's like, wow, boosh. Okay. Look at the crater.
Side slip marks indicated that the vehicle was traveling up the crater at 35 kilometers an hour.
Look at the roof of the shack.
The black marks on the roof indicate that the vehicle vaulted from the crater to the roof of the shack.
Jesus! We got some GTA movement over here. Look at the sloping metal roof panel.
The panel served as a takeoff ramp.
And then crashed into the billboard. Look at the broken posts.
The vehicle soared through the air, hitting the billboard and upsetting the posts. Then it continued its flight, taking the billboard with it.
Look at the sign.
The sign broke the vehicle's fall into the canal. The Samaran butter billboard still looks freshly painted, suggesting it took the plunge recently.
Nice, I got my morale back. How recently?
Within the past 72 hours.
Within the past 72 hours. So within the past 3 days. So we were actually here when this took place. Are we responsible? Were we drunk driving? Was it us that did it? I wonder if we have any subconscious memories about this. Because if it's within the past 72 hours, we were here, I think. Look at the opposite bank.
Still speeding, the vehicle made a loop and vanished into the fog.
Okay, maybe not us, considering it actually... I didn't think it made it over to the other side, but it did make it over to the other side. So there you go. But I wonder if there was anything about our character with that. What was the model of this phantom vehicle?
There are two good candidates. The Caprice 40 and the Linear G22.
Why the Capri 40?
It's about the right size, and the tire marks look like they came from the skinny tires frequently found on that motor carriage.
Okay.
The Caprice 40 is a very popular model, with bank clerks, topping pie delivery drivers, secondary school teachers, cops, strippers dressed as cops, undressed strippers.
Why the Linear G22?
Very sturdy but light motor carriage. More likely than most to survive that jump. The Linear G22 is not a particularly popular model due to its peculiar proportions, which the manufacturer's design team probably thought about for too long.
Well, what now?
You'd have to follow the tracks to be sure.
Blink. Leave.
The lieutenant looks on, waiting for you to wrap up your analysis.
Okay. Kim, we can talk to him.
Any theories about what happened here?
He gazes down at the sign. Some top shelf shenanigans. I want to meet the driver and shake his hand.
What kind of car do you think it was?
I think it was a Capri 40.
That's quite likely, from what I can tell.
I have some ideas about who it might have been.
Oh.
It was someone dangerous. Perhaps this is somehow connected to the murder?
The traffic hooliganism? I hope not. Fortunately, we are not traffic cops. Should we get back to the murder?
Conceptualization high. Try to come up with a convincing explanation for the driver's actions. Jacob, known. And we can take the task.
Somewhere in the depths of your alcohol-addled soul, you find a few threads that you can weave into a story.
This could have been... Jacob Irwa.
The tip-top tourney champion?
After the untimely death of dear friend and fellow racer Alfie Delatraz at Fjordhammer, Jacob Irwa was desperately chasing death at the racetrack, but death eluded him.
The lieutenant patiently listens to the words coming from your mouth.
After quitting in frustration, he became a recluse, a ghost driver, searching for death on the streets of Revachol, speeding.
Jumping canals at night? If I was Jacob Irv, I wouldn't drive in Martinez. The roads are awful.
Jacob Irv, thank you so much for the correct pronunciation. I knew that Irwa was too sensible.
In conclusion, it's a colorful theory, but I don't believe Jacob Irv did this. Should we go?
No. We need to find Jacob Irv before tragedy strikes.
If we must.
Thank you.
I'm not expecting him to get far with this. The lieutenant consoles himself.
New task unlocked.
Good morning to you, officers.
What's with that lever that does nothing?
It's supposed to operate the water lock, but as noted, it's all junk right now. Disabled because of the blockage.
Why is it disabled?
Safety measure. Turns out the panel needs a special key to be reactivated. Wouldn't want anyone moving the water lock with debris still in the channel. It'll be restarted on Wednesday morning. You want to do the honors when the time comes?
Do I ever? Not enthusiastically.
Great. Just drop in on Wednesday if you want to see the water lock at work. They say the canal crew will be here at 7:15.
He cuts a fresh slice from his salami. He's really still digging into that. Alright. 7:15 tomorrow. We are releasing that water lock. Let's see if day 2 has any changes to the pawn shop. Same dude. No one else in here. But, let's have a chat.
Hello again. How can I help you?
Do you know anything about the traffic menace on the loose?
Traffic? I'm sorry, officer, but I don't drive.
But didn't you hear it when the traffic menace drove over your roof?
Now that I think about it, I do remember hearing a thunderous noise the other night. Some kind of powerful electric vortex hitting the shop, and then moving on.
Okay.
That sure narrows down our list of suspects.
A vortex? Sounds fascinating.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I didn't really know what to make of it, but I know it meant something.
Okay. I wanted to ask you about my missing gun again.
Sure thing.
Ah, these are all the same. Okay.
Sure, man.
Sure, man. Alright. Gotta get that missing gun. Alright. It's good that you can just like talk to people about new stuff when you've discovered new things, and then you can still get experience here and there, which is nice. I wonder if, because this was the crater, right? That they launched out of. I wonder if these fellas know anything.
I have really outdone myself. This is divine.
Yes, that's what you need, Gaston. More padding on that fat arse of yours. I hope your heart gives out.
René, it's a little pleasures. Life doesn't need to be a struggle. Hello, officer. How might I be of assistance on this fine day?
Tell me, what do you know about the dead man?
Let me think. I heard someone was hanged and left on a tree for a week. But that's all I know, really.
Come on, you must have heard something.
No, officers, I'm sorry. And I really would like to assist. You are both good guys. I can see that.
Then help them, you wimp. You have plenty of shoulder with the ghost caviar in the Union. Someone must know something.
I wish I could, but I just don't know anything. I always keep my nose clean and don't gossip. Everyone knows and respects that.
Odd. He doesn't seem to be lying, but there's something off here.
It sounds a bit like you're holding back.
I'm not even anyone.
Of course he's holding back. His mouth is so full of Union prick he can't even speak properly.
Can I at least finish my fucking sentence before you piss on it? Is that okay, René? I'm not anyone important in the Union. I just know Evrart.
Yeah, not Eckhart, sorry, Evrart. How do you know Evrart?
Everyone in Martinez knows the Clare brothers. I taught these boys human studies and history in the gymnasium.
What do you know about history? You never witnessed history, only heard about it years later when it had already moved on. You don't know history.
Okay.
The old soldier mumbles something under his breath and turns to face the sea. There he stands, proud, rigid and alone, like a cracking marble statue.
Let's try not to get caught in a crossfire.
Lest we leave riddled with bullet holes. This animosity is ancient.
Are you a Union member?
Oh, in many ways, yes. Like an honorary member. I attend meetings and parties, help with little things. Evrart, Edgar, and the older debarders all know me.
In many ways?
Oh, yes.
So you're not an actual member?
Not in the technical sense. I don't have a vote or a membership card, but Evrart keeps me on the payroll, just for the little things.
So that's what it was before. Him hiding something. He tries to make it look like he's a big deal in the Union, and now the illusion is disintegrating before your and René's eyes. He doesn't know anything, because no one tells him anything. He's an outsider.
Sorry, Gaston.
Of course he's not a member. He's not a member of anything. I knew that. He's a Vezavane. Turns to where the wind blows and tries to look important. I hate the socialist rabble, but even siding with them is better than living your entire life on the fence. Never committing to anything. Pick a damn side already.
What are the little things you do for Evrart?
Writing work mostly. Occasionally, he needs something written, and I happen to have a way with words, people say.
Well, what kind of things do you write for him?
Oh, nothing official, I assure you. Just essays for the newspapers. About Martinez and how things are and how they could be. Evrart and I have these long talks where...
Well, he tells his little pen man exactly what to say. It's commie propaganda, plain and simple. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Okay, thanks, that's all for now.
No, thank you. For being consummate professionals. You'll have this case wrapped up in no time.
Give me a sandwich. Bye for now. Okay, what about you, René?
We are still waiting for a replacement for the bull you sent sinking.
I know. Do you know anything about the man hanged in the backyard of Whirligin Rags?
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. But this affair has passed me by completely.
And most of the locals?
In Martinez, the Union is the law. So can you really blame them?
But you don't have a problem with cops?
Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets.
So again, you don't know anything?
If I knew, I would not be afraid to tell you. I simply don't. I'm an old man, not a coward. The daily business of the riffraff no longer concerns me.
Too busy playing with my balls.
'Tis true, sire. He knows nothing. This is a man with a lot of past, but little present, and almost no future.
Wow. I saw the statue of Philippe III near the roundabout.
Ah, yes! King Philip III, on his steed. A reminder of what Revachol once was.
Oh, absolutely. At the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold.
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king. Someone who knows how to rule.
What was that about cocaine?
Oh, old Philip was a big fan of the purple nose candy the nobility loved so much. A cocaine connoisseur of sorts. His egocentricity is borderline legendary.
You can't even take responsibility for yourself. How could you fathom the responsibility weighing on the shoulders of a ruler?
He asks, obviously annoyed.
That's why the Philippian kings use cocaine. For clarity of vision. To aid in their work. Regnum cocainum. Revachol's finest years.
He seems to grow taller, brimming with pride about the past.
Of course. Clarity of vision. Awareness.
Philippe III was even brought into this world with the help of cocaine. The court medic administered a dose to his mother when she was in labor, and it is well known that with the help of cocaine, only the purest, of course, he was able to connect with higher realms.
Okay.
Higher realms. Of course, it all makes sense.
What was that about higher realms? Sounds interesting.
It's really not. Please, do spare us the cocaine fairy tales.
Yes, indeed. We're not here to investigate the drug trade of centuries past.
How should a true king rule?
Decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood.
Well, it seems to me a leader should take care of his people before himself.
A nation is only as strong as its leader. That's why it was such madness to try to...
Don't get started on that again. What happened, happened.
There is some weariness in his voice now. He's heard this rant many times before.
The Carabiner doesn't reply, but his entire being communicates unbreakable resolve.
Let's talk about something else.
Right.
Goodbye. Okay. Seeing if maybe they had an update for us as well. Damn. Do I have? Maybe I have to do my acrobatics check, or I have to really take on Kuno to get some more information out of him. I don't know how to get up here. Because I have a feeling it might be tied to her, I have a feeling it might be tied to, like, she might have the entrance from her room. I could try the tenements and see what happens on a new day in the tenements. I know that we have to go back there. I know we have to go back to the tenements. After 9. So we've got stuff that we can do at like a set time. Outside of that, I'm not sure. Can I look at this wall again? It's green still.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
Still impossible. Cindy's artistic impulses are infectious, and you have a keen aesthetic sensibility, so still 17. That's with a conceptualization of 5 and some plus points. That's pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy. I might try and wait until that percentage goes up a little bit higher, hopefully. I mean, we can only hope, really. Let's go into the tenements again. I think I need to unlock the door on the other side. Oh yeah, this one is the bolt cutters, right? This is the...
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number
It feels wrong to do this. It feels wrong.
This door has been closed
72%.
with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says number 11.
Like, we don't have a reason to do this.
No reply. It's a solid lump of metal, but the shackle is deeply corroded. A solid pair of chain cutters would make short work of it.
Let's see if what Kim says, because if I'm assuming he'll respond to this. Time for a little snip snip. Do hand scissors.
You seem committed to it, so go on.
Oh, he's actually okay. Kim is saying, this probably isn't necessary. Okay, fuck it then. I've got Kim's approval.
The shackle snaps
Let's
like a
go.
twig, and the lock falls to the floor with a little thud. It should be possible to enter now.
Kim's like my conscience.
After you, detective.
Okay, we going in. Thought bubble. A flamboyant poster of a white star, real lithography. Books of critical theory of the monstrosities of capital and such. Photos of revolutionaries posing with guns. Revolutionaries love to pose with their guns. Ooh. A 9mm bullet. Singular 9mm bullet. And a Sumerian lounge jacket gives me more conceptualization. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this jacket, baby. Classic white summer jacket, loved both by the Sumerian Communist Party and their accompanying subtropical drug traffickers. It fits you well, regardless of your political ambitions. Summer plans. Nice. Alright. Let me just wear this jacket that I got from a random dude's apartment. And that'll be
a
our...
plaster cast bust depicts a middle-aged man with impressive sideburns. The name on the plinth reads Kraz Marzov.
Our little communist apartment. Why does this tenant have a bust of Kraz Marzov in their bedroom?
The white star, the photos on the wall. I think we have broken into the apartment of a young communard. How fitting.
Father Marzov, the hero of the working class.
Whoever lives here definitely shares your enthusiasm.
He leans over to closer inspect the photos of revolutionaries on the wall.
There aren't many communists around. Not after the revolution. Some youth still keep the ideology going, it seems.
Leave. Okay, so we broke in for some free XP and a jacket. Was it worth it? I don't know, but Kim gave me his approval.
Give me a moment.
Give me a moment. Thought. The sea below looks cold and winter grey. Balcony. Now this takes us to this woman out here again, and then there's this little room, right?
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Oh, is that bed in the coal room yours?
Ooh. Not only have you found my address, you've discovered my biggest secret. I'm a coal miner.
She does have eyes that seem to be smeared with coal.
It's not the nicest place, but I guess it'll have to do.
It doesn't have to do anything at all. Nothing does. Like me. Right now, I'm doing nothing at all.
The inspiration will come to her once hell is set loose on the streets. It's too calm right now.
Really? You're a miner?
Yes. I keep hoping a shaft will collapse on me. But somehow, it never happens.
Do you have a real home?
Does anyone in a city like this?
Cool. I have other questions.
Shoot, Piggy. It's what you do, isn't it?
Stop. Alright. So, a little bit of dialogue there. And and we already explored it anyway. So just checking if there was anything new about it. Because that's the thing, I gotta check if there are new things on a new day. Nothing on the balcony. Need to pass the time. Buy a book. Reading passes time quickly. Okay, if you read a book, it passes the time. That's interesting to note. We do need to go into that bookshop, and hopefully we can actually buy a book now. Because we've got 33 real. We need 20 for a room, but I'll check on the book thing. Considering we're not currently at a point where we can, unfortunately not at a point where we can check out behind the curtains yet.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
Conceptualization of 6, still 28%. So it's still very low. That's a tough one then. That is a tough one. Alright, let's check out this bookstore because it's right here. Which book do we want to buy, however? That's the real question. I think we wanted to buy the one on the pail. Or maybe that book that stood out to us very nicely. We'll see. Alright, so I think it was over here.
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of paranatural literature.
So that's medicinal purposes of the pail. Storekeep, what books are these?
Sir, please, no browsing in that shelf. That wisdom is not for free.
Okay, Placence.
I can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next door and stealing my customers. Oh no.
Okay.
Shelves full of biographies of famous people, whoever they are.
Storekeep, anything of note in this shelf?
I would say... The Greatest Innocence. Yes, most certainly. It's an important educational tool, delving into the depths of history, religion, and their relation to innocentic power.
Who or what is an innocence?
A very influential historical figure. But surely I don't have to tell you that. You're a law officer, and law officers have at least some education.
That's bold of you to assume.
The book is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine the universal understandings of the innocentic system, creating a fresh vantage point and a shift in the tired order of things.
I thought it was about which of these innocents is the coolest and greatest.
Perhaps for a layman, deep analysis is necessary to peel back the multi-layered meanings.
Okay.
Do her words seem vague and abstract to you?
I am healing so much morale, and it means nothing to me right now. I'm just getting very moraled. So you recommend it?
Certainly. It's prudent for a person to have at least an elementary understanding of history and society. Imagine the chaos we'd be in otherwise.
You feel like you should get this one? Definitely. It's important somehow. There's something personal inside.
The Greatest Innocence. Alright, well we've got money to buy some books, which is nice. I think we're going to do this. But I'm going to check out all of my options first.
Shelves filled to the brim with crime novels.
Oh yeah, Stick Mullen, Storekeep. What's all this crime fiction?
Oh, crime, robberies, murders, even sexual crimes. We're fortunate to have Dick Mullen and his stories to sort all that out. You're a police officer, apparently. You should buy all of these. They really do teach a person how to be a proper detective.
Okay, thank you, Placence. That's good information. Let's have a look over here. I think this is the one with the book, right?
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks.
Helmdall and the Devil Woman.
Muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Helmdall.
It's expensive, this one, but it's gonna be worth it, right? Helmdall and the Devil Woman. Storekeep, tell me about the Muscle Man books.
Oh, Man from Helmdall. A very popular series of adventure novels. They're awfully immoral and violent books.
Why are they so popular?
Blood and violence, scantily clad women, epic narratives, all those mystical things he encounters. They're bound to grab those with little imagination and nothing to do.
Scantily clad? Sounds good. Which one should I start with?
What does it matter? They're all the same. However, the customer is always right, they say.
Fiddling with her pendant trying to get us to buy something.
If you're a novice of the series, I'd recommend Hjelmdalaman, the man from Hjelmdal. It's supposed to be a good introduction to the series.
Interesting. Good to know.
A small mountain of colourful board game boxes.
Oh yeah, the board game.
There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
Wirral. Storekeep, what board games do you have here?
Wonderful board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure, or perhaps you'd like Archipelagos of Insulinda, a very educational game for those interested in geography. Raubritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. We have games for the whole family. You can play with your children.
Who are you going to play board games with? Do you have friends or family?
Do I have friends? Look at the lieutenant.
Are you actually friends? Or just colleagues thrown together by circumstance?
Look at me. Who'd want to have children with me?
Don't be so hard on yourself, sir. You just need to clean up a bit. And technically, friends are a bit like family.
She fiddles her pendant.
For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations. It'll cost 12 real.
Age of Empires. So, what about all these Wirral things?
Lousy auras there. No, role-playing games are popular among those types. You know, who are into those kind of things. Personally, I don't like it. Not at all.
Ah yes, the role-playing game genre. Terrible.
I've heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts. That they have rituals where they try to summon entities. Highly immoral stuff. You can still buy them though.
Okay. I think the best thing to do is to make sure we still have 20 real for a room, at least for now. Keep a nice little backup of 20 real. So I can't buy Hjelmdal and the Devil Woman right now because I think we'll buy the Innocence book and the Medicinal Pale book. I think that's what we're going for. Now I can't get through here, can I?
The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you.
Because I think we talked to her, we need to get her to convince us, but I think it's a tough one, isn't it?
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance.
Oh no, I remember what happened.
Famous people.
Maybe I just repressed the memory that I literally died when I went into that room, didn't I? Yeah. I forgot. This is where I died. Because we looked at the door and then we died.
The curtains, tattered with... You see a dimly lit room.
I warned you. You're...
Now... got some stuff I can look at in here. Ghostly silhouettes of hairdryers. A vaguely androgynous portrait of a man.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked.
We broke into the communard apartment, so this gives us a 42%. Pain threshold is at 3. Now, is there a way to increase our pain threshold with clothing, potentially, while we're here? Physical instrument, electrochemistry. Electrochemistry. No. You'd think increasing our physique with our with alcohol would allow us to bust through some more. Well, if we actually drink, hold on. If we drink, +1 to physique would make all of it +1 across the board, wouldn't it? Which means the check that needs half-light, which I've forgotten which check that actually is already, unfortunately. There was a check that required half-light. Alright, Kim, I'm about to get drunk. How do I drink from it? How do we use it again? Ah, it's here. Over this side, down here. How do I? God, this is terrible. I should know how to do this by now. How do I interact with an item? Oh, there we go. I tried clicking on it before. I tried clicking on it before and it just like
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms.
Alright.
It appears to be locked.
It's now 58%. I've had a drink. If I drink it again, I know it won't let me because it's grayed out. 58% to war! Yes, we did it. Watch out, Kim. Oh, damaged health. Oh, my shoulder.
You smash into the wood and see a small crack appear on the doorframe. It's going to take one more try to break through to the other side. But you've done it.
We have done it.
You're not thinking of trying again, are you?
Smash into the door and shout, "Fuck, it hurts." Okay. It's like a gym. Sand is dripping from a punch bag. Alright, what do you think, Kim?
What is this place?
The lieutenant stares at the dusty training equipment. It's the Neverworld. Beyond the veil.
No, it's a gym. Though it looks like no one's been here in ages. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us. Don't forget to take it out of your bag before we move on.
Yeah.
Some specks of dust shimmer in a faint beam of daylight falling from the window. Other than that, the room is dark. An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
What if there's a reason why no one's been here for ages?
Yes, because it's closed. No need to look for supernatural explanations where a banal one will do. Now let's move on, shall we?
Okay. Alright, Kim. Alcohol. We did it. Now... Okay. Almost got another skill point, which is nice. While I have these effects on, I wonder if they'll last long enough. I need to remember what this half-light check was for, because I'll have a bit more chance to do it. So it's a gym. The poster says Citius Fortis. The rest is worn off. Citius Forti? Smells like leather and sweat. Ooh, worn out wall bars. They look unsafe. Alright, Kim, you want to be my spotter? I'm going to do some deadlifts.
A barbell lies on the floor. The color has worn off its weight plates. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. Lift them.
Let's go. I'm powered up on physique right now.
There are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard.
Yeah.
Why does it feel so familiar?
Noticed collars. Head hurts. 8%. Is this familiar because I'm a weightlifter?
No, it's not that. It's the stale smell of rubber, the squeaky sound of sneakers, your bruised knee against the mat, and a whistle. Then the feeling is gone. It's just a memory.
Look, Kim, it's a trap. There are no collars on the barbell.
You're right. The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then.
What kind of bastard would just remove the collars? It should be a felony.
It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't. No one's supposed to come here anymore.
Leave. Damn, okay. That chance is very, very low. A bull! Oh my god. Shot put ball, like... Oh, it's worth $13, but I gotta give it back to Renee. Yeah, we got a bull. Okay, so the point of coming in here is really just to get that bull. Nice. There you go. And we can maybe one day lift that barbell. No sane person would ever put their head into such a machine. Alright, I went through the thing.
You broke down the back door, the wards, the door. It's all gone now. Dark psychic energy leeching onto my shop.
But I didn't die this time. That's what's important. Sometimes it's necessary to resort to extreme measures, Placence.
I suppose it's all over now. I guess there's no escape.
Well, I've looked around. I can tell you what I saw.
Okay, I'm willing to listen. We are set on the path. There's little else to do.
She shrugs, apparently dejected.
But before we go on, did you encounter the Malignant Entity?
People say the commercial building on the plaza is cursed. No business will ever thrive there without going bankrupt. You promise Plaisance you'll look into it. Enter the sealed door behind the bookstore to find out what happened to the companies there. Okay. The entity. No, I don't think so.
Yes, the Malignant Entity that lives inside the chimney. It takes the shape of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she knows more about the curse than she lets on ever since I first saw her.
Chimneys aren't big enough for anyone to live there.
No, this chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains. God knows what she's doing there. Some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. And do return to me after you've talked to it. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse.
Search for the Malignant Entity. Plaisance said she lives inside a chimney. Find a way in. What, in this place? Ah, stairs. For some reason I just thought that was like... I didn't even glance this. For some reason I thought that... I know it's a doorway, but... didn't clock it as stairs. I thought it was like a shutter for some reason. I don't know why I didn't see that. Alright, Kim. We can talk to you again.
It's dark.
Oh yes, I need the flashlight. You did say that.
And the flashlight works a lot better if you hold it in your hand.
Flashlights go in hand?
Yes, you might even call it a feature of the universe that you need to hold tools to use them.
Opposable thumbs. That makes so much sense.
Right. Now let's get to it.
Thank you for reminding me the thing that you just told me about. Let's go. Whoop, 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 whoop. Let's tell a ghost story, Kim. The hallway is blocked by old window panes and debris. Cool. Creepy. I'm getting so much... Oh, it's so cool that that this is a good time. A large demijohn full of strange liquid, because every time we do a bubble, we get XP. There it is, baby. Wild animals stare at you in the dark, stuffed and mounted. So we have 2 skill points. God, our endurance is so bad. What was the half-light suggestion? Oh, isn't the half-light suggestion, I think, the lorry driver? I'm pretty sure. While we still have... I can just drink another thing of alcohol later to get more half-light. And then I'm thinking I might increase my skill as well with half-light to get the information on the lady driver. Airship rotors covered in spiderwebs. They remind you of blades. Oh, hang on, I have a thought. Looks like the remains of the 24-hour window repair shop. Money. A naked mannequin torso, a strange yellow color.
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes, like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. photos, and drawings have been pinned to the board.
Inspect the drawings.
These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of Welkins. You make out autumnal candle Welkins casting wax-based magic, translucent Welkins with organs shining under their skin, and even ether Welkins hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. Who are all those creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind? You should adopt one of those Welkins as your persona. No longer a mere man, but a Welkin.
New personality just dropped. We become a Welkin.
One of the Welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however.
Examine the Welkin. This is important.
It's Vara Hamira, a high Welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a Welkin supremacist. The note says all non-Welkin races will be purged.
Damn.
The Haldor, the Twarg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them purged. Imagine a world filled only with Welkin, Green Welkin, Dread Welkin, and the High Welkin to rule them all.
Damn.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little Welkin creatures.
Why would anyone spend so much time on this?
Some people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game.
Fourth wall break. Who are these creatures? Who drew them? Are they real? I have so many questions.
This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real.
One of them is a Welkin supremacist.
Mm-hmm. Political commentary. That one has a great beard, too.
Well, this has been educational. Let's move on from the Welkins.
Just look at those details. So much effort.
Inspect the photos.
The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees grown in under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried-up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, boreal dvorg, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden. Albeit dark and cold, this vision also feels cozy in its own way, like eggnog or morphine, a much-needed respite from our own world. A pinned postcard reads, "The heat-death scenario. A desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe."
So this is the Project Dread board is also related to the Wirral game. There you go. Inspect the schedule.
This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid. The grand scheme of production and money. It looks a bit like an academic calendar, only much more brutal. Minimi stands for a mini-meeting. It's part of a bigger framework for managing work called RUN. Station 41 tried to implement it a few years ago, but failed.
Keep reading. What happened?
As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region.
Looks like they didn't make it.
The lieutenant looks at the frigid ice field of nothingness.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details."
Inspect the notes.
The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: "Call in, tune out," "Wirral untethered," and "Heat death of the universe." The full text reads, "Heat death of the universe is the new black." Another note says, "The biggest advancement in role-playing systems since the 30s. Outside, a cold wind wraps the building in its bosom. Snowflakes in the wind. An old woman passes what the locals call the doomed commercial area. She tries hard not to look at the bookstore windows. It's unwise."
Leave. Interesting. I love using the cursor to direct the to the light source. It's really good. Really good when we're able to do that. And you're just like, hello. Look at the board. Blue velvet, soft to the touch, moth bitten. Oh, gotta go in here for this one. We're getting money in here. Is this Emma's atelier? Steel rotor blades bearing a slipstream logo. Okay. Skis with slipstream printed on the laminated top layer. Slipstream is one of those names that was on that the call box thing where we could call a bunch of numbers. Production schedule filament memory. 50 real. Yo. A ball used for playing shot put, favorite pastime of elderly gentlemen. You feel like you should hold on to this and make good use of it. To sell such beautiful old school sports equipment would be a sin. Yeah, it's like, don't sell it. You need it. The cube-like crisscross of filaments feels oddly fragile in your hand, its intricate structure covered in dust. Silver tape on the side reads, Production Schedule Note. This filament contains information that can be read using a radio computer. So we'll hold on to that when we find a radio computer. Interesting. Doing some cool investigative work
This
right now.
This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart.
I found the
and a
computer.
wide framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer.
Alright, I found our radio computer.
A radio computer? Just sitting here without anyone inside.
You sound surprised and a bit cautious.
This is the Ream Civic radio computer, model RC5120, equipped with a Feld mainframe and a Ream-compatible printer.
Do you think I should turn it on?
We have one of these down at the station, but I never really learned how to use it.
Cool. Turn on the machine.
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open.
Look inside the compartment.
It's empty like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling, disconnected. The filament you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment.
Insert the production schedule.
Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking.
Press play.
A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. Have you stirred the ghost of the doomed commercial area from its rest? Could this be its dismembered heart beginning to flutter?
Could be.
The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
Good afternoon. Fortress accident on Radio St. Ghislaine. What's the production schedule?
The filament you have inserted into the reader.
Oh shit, we're having a conversation. Okay, this is bizarre. What? So we've made communication with Repeater Station 1. You mean the glowing thing I put inside?
Yes. Is that the production schedule?
Yes.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Password? Of course it would have a password. That's why there's a human administrator involved.
A password? I'm really bad at passwords. Can you give me a hint?
No.
A hint system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations.
Is it my birthday?
Still no.
Okay. This is the police. Please open this thing.
I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder for stress accident. Without filing a warrant with Lintel, I cannot give you access to these filaments.
I'm afraid we are not doing that, unless we want to wait for a month.
Now, can you please repeat the password?
Don't know the password.
Received. I will register this login attempt.
Don't worry. Passwords have a way of turning up sooner or later.
Okay.
Fortress Accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Why did you call me Fortress Accident?
Fortress Accident is the company on whose name the terminal you are currently using has been registered to.
Do you have any other information about this company?
One moment.
You hear her flip through a catalogue before she reads out with studious care.
Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalogue says.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Wow. So conceptual. And what's that? This interactive call-in radio game?
Any other questions?
You hear her ask when the connection finally improves. What are you? A machine or are you alive?
Yes, I am alive. I am 74 years old and my name is Yvonne.
Thank you, Yvonne.
She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid.
Okay, but where are you? How do you know where I am?
I work as a repeater at the East Insulindian repeater station. It's my job to know where you are, Fortress Accident. As for me, well, I am sitting in my cubicle, surrounded by a wall of radios.
On an island on the river Esperance, a small woman, all skin and bones, sits in a room filled with audio equipment. Thousands of tiny lights are reflected back from her prescription lenses, like stars in the dark.
Now, please tell me if there's anything else I can do, Fortress Accident.
I'm gonna go look for this password. That's all for now.
Thank you, and goodbye.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys shine on the keyboard.
I'm assuming we need to press print once we've gotten the password and got into it, so we'll leave for now. Let's continue to investigate.
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker, the mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient. The whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic tiles. Very pedantic.
Oh, this is my art thing. Okay, so I'm healing morale like constantly and getting 10 XP every time. That is so good. Love my conceptualization. That's great. Hold on. How do I know what Kadran mosaic tiles are supposed to look like?
History classes, students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization. Those aquarelle blue tiles looked beautiful in the sun.
What am I looking at?
Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic.
Radio frequencies for what?
Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced.
So we're dealing with something medical here.
You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled the Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants.
The Game Master Frequency.
They must have had massive airwidth. These things don't come cheap.
Wait, who's the Game Master?
Someone very important.
Okay.
The leader of a massive on-air game built by these people. A conductor for the hundreds of story threads that pass through the Game Master's frequency.
That 10 XP is going to come in handy very nicely. I'm liking that. If it's a game, then who's playing?
Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. A list of names under the stations suggests people across 6 Isolas would be playing. Muindi, Insulinda, Kotla, Grad, Samara, and even Ilmara. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off.
Okay.
My god. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became.
The cost of air width alone must have been huge.
Exactly. This schedule, I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
What else? Squint at the lines.
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages.
Interesting. Kim wants to say something. Scribbled across a notebook. Developers of the most advanced RPG in the universe. Is this whole, like, abandoned commercial district building, like, a metaphor for the development of this video game? Or, like, how they thought that it might go?
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace?
It's just a failed business. The only question is, what the hell were they making?
Yes, that is the question.
The lieutenant takes a step back, steepling his hands.
Like he's ready to lay out a fine theory, crafted together like a puzzle box.
It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games, only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers.
Yeah. Like how this game is like a pen and paper role-playing game, but to make it work on a computer. How are they planning to do that?
Through call-in stations. None of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game, as long as they have a two-way radio. Then there's the game master frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the stories, functioning as a master of ceremonies of sorts.
His fascination has swept aside other concerns for the moment. He's a little hooked.
Kim's hooked on a mystery. We got him. We got him, everyone.
Coordinating so many games would take a whole switchboard of people, possibly divided into sub-frequencies.
Has anyone ever done this before?
Not to my knowledge. They make automated games in Graz, Messina, Königstein. You know, places with industry. But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an inter-isolary game before. We just don't have the technology.
And this was a role-playing game.
Indeed. Those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the We Were board game, with hit death thrown in.
Super cool. Someone should give them millions of real immediately. This game is too good to be left unfinished.
What do you think happened to the company?
No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard.
Wow.
Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but...
Let's give them more money so they can finish it, make it even bigger. The world is cold and lonely. This would keep it company. Let's finish it.
It's too late for that, I'm afraid.
He says, looking around the derelict room, the pipes howl, and a rat crosses the floor.
Okay, let's keep moving.
Interesting. Okay. Good talk, Kim. We got a door. Let's keep going. Can we find ourselves a password? Oh, okay. You know what? I might be able to buy all those books after all, after this. Bear fridge.
See, a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost, and the bear's eyes are glowing red. The bear looks oddly realistic. Is it taxidermy?
What is this thing? It looks like a giant ice bear.
The lieutenant doesn't answer. His eyes are glued to the animal. A sharp slice of light shines out from its mysterious belly door.
Crack open the door.
A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator. The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun.
Relax, Kim. It's a fridge.
Of course. Just a giant ice bear-shaped fridge.
He relaxes his hand, his face bathed in the harsh light of the open fridge door.
Let's take a look inside.
Look inside the refrigerator.
The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge.
What is a giant bear-shaped fridge doing in an abandoned cellar in the first place?
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge.
The lieutenant reaches for one of the wrappers. He studies it in the light. So they tried to sell ice cream from this hyper-carnivore.
I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice. What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
The lieutenant points at the red, snaky cable running from the fridge.
The fridge buzzes with energy. The electricity bill on this thing must be catastrophic.
Take the note from the door.
You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
Examine one of the ice cream wrappers in there.
A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge. The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate.
Close the door. Okay. Interesting. So, that's also a thing. Handwritten note from the fridge. A handwritten note you found from the giant ice bear fridge. It still bears some marks from the fruit-shaped kitchen magnets that were used to secure it to the refrigerator door.
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Does it say anything interesting?
The lieutenant leans closer to read the crumpled note over your shoulder.
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active.
Read the note.
Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe.
Kuno is involved. Kuno ain't be stealing nothing. Kuno knows nothing about off-site copies. Kuno says fuck off.
You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care, Suliswaf.
Suliswaf. I wonder who wrote the note. Probably, or it's either saying take care, Suliswav, and that's being signed off, or he's telling Suliswav to take care, but I think he's signed off as that name.
Looks like someone from that radio game company upstairs. I'm a little surprised they just left their property lying here.
Maybe it's because of the entity.
That's implausible.
Remind me again, what's a filament memory?
It belongs inside a radio computer, storing its memory. It's like a tape. You listen to disco tapes, right? It's like one of your disco tapes, only for a computer.
Who's the illiterate ginger kid?
Really? You don't have a single guess?
You mean Kuno?
Oh, I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on a filament memory. Even if he doesn't know what to do with it, he'd probably try to pawn it for speed, based on our encounter.
Do you have any idea where the frozen ice cream maker could be?
I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the ice bear fridge.
Put the note away. Okay. There's our note. Now let's keep looking around at things. The wall collapsed. It's inaccessible now. An ice cream maker, defrosted and unplugged. So there's our ice cream maker. The flashlight casts a strange shadow. There is a hidden doorway here. Two rusty rifles are hidden above the piping. They look inoperable. Someone has stuck some busted guns beneath the ceiling.
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in.
Where are we?
Seems like an old bunker from the Revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. Must be an old weapons cache.
Look, there's a hole in the wall.
There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you want to take a look?
Okay, I do.
Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs. Rummaging around, you find rusty rifles hidden away.
Ouch. That hurt me. Rifles, Kim.
Are these any good?
Inspect the rifles.
Most of them are rusty and inoperable, like the rest. But one catches your eye. A bolt-action model with a fine wood stock, in better cosmetic order than the others.
Nice. Who needs our RCM gun when we can have a bolt-action rifle? Can't wait to pawn this one. This one looks nice. Take the rifle.
That's a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way.
Interesting. Okay, leave. What does this mean, a rifle here?
It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martinez. It's an interesting coincidence, I would say. Might come in useful in the future.
Okay.
He likes this find.
Yeah, this is a cool find. This is a really cool find. It's only worth 11 real? A broken Belle Margrave from ages past. It's a 4-shot bolt-action military rifle with a wooden frame. I guess we can sell it for money. It's a little bit of a shame.
A few bricks have fallen.
How is it not going to be more expensive than that? I'm thinking about taking it to the pawn shop instead of trying to sell it at Frit or something. Frozen ice cream maker that's still running. There you go. We got a bunch over here.
Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby.
Ah, okay. I won't play with that yet. Give me a sec. I might need to unplug the fridge to get the ice cream maker working. Intercom wires running into the breaker box. I feel like if I... insane mesh tank top drama. I feel like if we like want to use that, it might do that thing where it like shorts out the electricity. So you'll need to do that. +1 to conceptualization, -1 to suggestion. +1 to drama. Because our conceptualization is already at it's already quite high at 5. We've got 2 skill points now as well, and we're about to level up once again, considering at the fact that we're doing quite well with getting 10 XP pretty frequently. I'm feeling good about leveling up more. I'm going to level up Half-Light, and just because our physique is the lowest one, it makes me want to bump these up a little bit. So I'm going to put our endurance up as well as our Half-Light. And then we'll see what happens when we've got our next skill point. This will take us somewhere as well. So, let's inspect this.
Yes?
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut.
Ah, if it's frozen shut, then I guess we're going to have to unplug it to defrost it. And then come back later. Turn the ice cream crank.
Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance, you hear water dripping. It's all gone now. You'll never become a poet or an entrepreneur.
But I can't become an art cop. Born too late to become a poet or an entrepreneur. Born too early to be a... That's fine. Born just in time to be an art cop.
You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the
pry
ice
bar.
is too cold for you to get a good grip. A pry bar would come in handy here. No, this is going to need something else. Some kind of super pry bar. Don't even try to open it with a regular pry bar. You're just wasting your time.
Super pry bar.
If you want to try again, then you need to have the pry bar in your hand, detective.
Alright, now I think let's put it in our hand just to see, but I think we might have to...
2 cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one, something close to you, dies with a soft electric purr.
Why did you do that?
Because it's black, the color of a measurable cosmos.
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything. The electric distribution board now has 1 cable missing.
I can plug it back in. I'm feeling like if you turn it off...
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting.
There you go. So, machine unplugged, slowly melting, gives us a better chance. We need a super pry bar. We definitely need the super pry bar. It's a very low percentage, so I need to get a stronger way of opening this. So, we have to come back here. We're going to have to come back down here later, once we have a super pry bar. What's on these stairs, though? Oh shit, that's that. Okay. Oh, that makes sense about how that's linked up. There you go. Okay. So we've done a bit of investigation. We have done a bit of investigation and found some more stuff. We have some new things to do, which is great. I really like that. The Hanged Man has updated, apparently, and I think that's because I put a skill point in my endurance. Is it finally time? Is it finally time? I leveled a point in my endurance. Can we do it?
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell.
It is time!
All it does now.
It is time to embrace the inner art cop. Let it all out! Let go of your nose without throwing up. 83%.
As you breathe in, the odor comes over you. It's a spell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your hands at your sides and your eyes squinting, you stand in it.
We did it, baby. We did it. Do they always do that?
They do after 7 days, yes. We are deep in decomposition here.
Step closer.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enamel boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins, and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength.
Here we go. Inspect the boots.
The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them. Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow. These are clearly not boots. They're armor, possibly part of a larger set.
These aren't just boots, are they? This is the armor he was stripped of.
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots.
What kind of armor is this exactly?
Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be.
Where?
Under the hill. Fair weather. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff.
Okay. Where's the rest of it? Scavenged by the locals?
Piece by piece. He's been out here for 7 days. It would be odd if they didn't. We should keep a lookout for these species. The armor could yield information. This is one thing he might actually know.
Maybe he was wearing these boots and there is no rest of the armor.
No, I think he had something precious underneath the clothes. They had to remove the jeans and shirts we found to get to it. And this kind of armor is often worn under fabrics.
Okay.
Nice. That makes sense.
Thank you, Logic. What if they told him to strip before they hung him to demean him?
They usually hang them completely naked for that. La puta madre, the Mazda, the Besmerties and the like. This one still has his underpants.
Fucking talking about underpants.
The material looks out of place here.
It is. It's expensive.
The lieutenant draws a line in the condensation on the ceramic with his index finger.
We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics.
How much are we talking about?
For a full set, about 4 years of wages.
For the northwest region of Revachol, an officer's average yearly income is 5,500 real, unadjusted for rank.
Wait, my yearly pay is 5,500 real?
Not too much, yes.
Sounds puny. No wonder I can't pay my hostel bill.
It's a sorry situation, I agree.
How could this man afford such expensive hardware?
That's for us to find out. My initial report on the area suggests he was a security guard for the harbor company. But that's just hearsay.
Initial report?
Just something I scraped together from my station. An area report on Martinez. I'm sure you did the same.
These look pretty advanced for security guard.
I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford.
Knock on the boot.
A small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup. The pry bar in your hand is itching for some action.
Sounds fragile.
It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy horizontally, from plate to plate, dissipating it entirely. See?
Faint, organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates until there are hundreds of them, like whirls of floorboards. The design looks organic, influenced by highly resistant wood materials, like lignum vitae and ebony perhaps.
Okay. What does this remind me of?
If trees were made of porcelain, this is what their cross-sections would look like.
Run your finger over the lines.
The smooth, glossy surface fractures into ever more intricate interconnections, peaking on the right sabaton, where you notice. The whirls are in the shape of a letter and number combination, E50, 100, 1000.
Looks like there's a serial number on the right sabaton.
Good. Can you read it to me?
He tips the drawing ball point of his pen on his tongue.
X5415 6745 678222. Let's lie.
Drama? I'm gonna take this tank top off. I'm not lying. What the fuck?
We have a make and a number. That's something. We can use the radio in my kinema when we're done. Either station can chase it for us.
Nice. Should we pull the boot off?
This feels dangerous. Are you sure?
This is the thing where I need to remind myself that this is a game where you don't just pick random options just because you want to pick, like, do everything, because they have consequences. It's like real life. Better not even try.
The sabatons dangle off the man's decaying form, ageless and synthetic.
We'll back off.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue.
Nice. Inspect the belt.
The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch. This is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt, big brother of the regular cargo belt. It's used for tying cargo under 6-rotor airships.
Don't ask me how I know, but this is a lashing belt used for airlifting cargo.
Airlifting? I thought it was used on lorries for strapping cargo to them.
Apparently this is the reinforced kind, for air transport. My brain tells me so.
The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense they use whatever was on hand, without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves.
So we're assuming dock workers from the harbor did it?
I'm still approaching this as a lynching, yes. Motivated by the ongoing strike. You?
No. You feel like it was something else. But what?
I feel like it was something else. It's a sexy mystery, remember, Kim?
Yes, it often is. This bell worries me.
They sure wanted him to stay up there. The rope is reinforced with steel wiring.
I was afraid it would be. Thin steel wiring, parallel strands. This makes getting him down more problematic than I had assumed.
How did they even get him up there?
A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around.
He points to the buckle tying the belt to the branch above. Did they climb up using the kid's ladder? Point to the other side of the tree.
That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the buckle.
Damn.
Could be. The shape of the branch supports the theory.
Alright, back off.
The cadaver hangs from
Inspect
the cargo
the tattoos.
Limb, an intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart.
So the white star is the symbol of communism, isn't it?
His corpse is marked by stars.
What will mine be marked by?
Alcohol and heartbreak.
Is this a national pattern?
Of no nation that I know of. If anything, it reminds me of religious illumination, last or penultimate century. Men who live harsh lives often turn to innocentic worship. But which one? I see no trace of a humanoid figure.
You're missing something here.
I agree.
A sudden ring fills the air as the lieutenant pulls down the zipper of his orange jacket.
He wears a wide leather belt around his waist and a gun holster under his arm. He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears. Some sort of camera.
Guys, I'm also prepared. Don't worry. I got my camera too. We'll be all good. What's that?
A Trigger Sunshine Mini.
Trigger Sunshine Mini.
Triggered is the world's leading manufacturer of intercommunication devices, primarily projectors. The camera before you looks familiar somehow.
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck is that?
Cool, fancy technology.
An instant color camera.
He produces two metal-capped ampoules and clicks them into place on the side of the apparatus. A thin slot shines there. This is not the only film camera I have. This is a novelty film camera. I do have an actual one. Probably not as impressive as this instant color one, though.
I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
He points the camera at the corpse, peering into it. The lens needs adjusting, then...
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper, rolling out.
Wow.
In case we need it.
The lieutenant says and shakes the paper, letting it dry in the cold wind. On it, a color-perfect copy of the dead man's tattooed chest. What do we need this photo for?
It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter. To us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around.
Can I have it? I should look at it later without the corpse smell.
Sure. Just don't lose it.
He hands you the photo of rolled up photo paper. It is no larger than a pack of cigarettes.
The glassy-eyed corpse looks by, his mouth mute and his skin as colorful as the chemical rainbow on the photo paper, teeming with opportunistic organisms.
Look him in the eye.
His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. There is no one home, just subaquatic terrors there. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable mess.
Because we talked in our dream. Tell me, who are you, dead man? 83% for Inland Empire. Who are you, dead man?
I'm gone.
We just got a reply. Where have you gone?
Into the wild pale yonder.
Where is that?
In the past. Way out in the west.
I can see you're gone, but who are you?
I'm a joke. Look at me.
You are now, but who were you when you were alive?
A killer. A motherfucker. And a killer.
I have another question for you.
Go ahead, Cobbo.
What is happening?
What do you mean?
I'm talking to you.
It's the power of your...
Black, frothy liquid starts bubbling on his lips.
Imagination.
Imagination.
Yeah, man! Don't
bit crazy! Inanimate objects and dead people can't really talk to you! Your wild imagination is doing this. Ask some more of those questions you love so much.
He loves those.
Why do I love questions so much?
Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions?
Give me a comical amount of questions.
Coming right up. Copperoonie, Rooney. This is getting upbeat now.
Thank you. Is my name Rooney?
Fuck no. You're no Rooney.
I do strike myself as a Rooney. Harry Rooney something or other.
No, you don't. Between you and me, your name is probably Harry.
Thank you. Why do I feel like I've forgotten something terrible?
Because you have.
Who killed you?
Love did me in, Brother Copo. It was love all along.
Okay, well now I'm projecting. Can you ask me a question?
Sure, Lobo. I can ask you a question. Why are you doing this?
What?
Looking at my face, motionless. Looking into my eyes. Standing here. Why are you investigating my murder?
Maybe this will lead to something. Something indescribable, unforeseen. Miraculous? The clown lips on the corpse appear to smile. The face rotates before you, slowly.
Something is on its way. Something hidden. It's coming. A miracle from the northwest, and it's almost here. You can feel it in the air, on your hands. The cold spring air smoothing them over.
I hate you. You stink. And you're boring.
Do I remind you of someone?
Yes, myself.
A child born with Muller's disease, harlequinism, grown up miraculously.
A baby affected with harlequinism.
You sure wriggled out of that one? Coppellini.
Enough.
Come back later, Corpo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also, see me in your dreams.
Completely different dialogue to the actual text on screen. Interestingly enough. You can come back and look into this face anytime you want. Humor yourself with my harlequin features. Ask me your little questions. Freshen your memory. Create associations. Remind yourself to offer your mortality, Copolopo. So how do we get him down?
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
Step back and have another look first.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt. His torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue.
Squint and take a step back.
As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink. This is a trick. You've done it before. Pink is where the blood settled in the first hours post-mortem. You can use it to see if the corpse has been tampered with. Does his position at the time of death match the discoloration?
Observe.
Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck, just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air.
His face and hands are pink. Thighs too.
I see it. His neck too. The lividity goes right up his chin. We have good, well-pronounced discoloration here.
Relax your eyes.
The monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color, coursing with dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something. Black liquid streams down his thigh and onto his boot.
So, what do you think?
He's beaten up. See the bruises?
I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder with their little sport.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
He means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal like.
I think he was upright after death. His hands, feet, and neck are discolored.
Agreed, especially on the neck. The belt acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis supports a hanging.
Could it still be he was moved after death? Maybe he was strangled by someone. The person who has strangled 300 people in the past has come back from the dead. Maybe he was strangled?
Yes, there's always a chance we are wrong. We should check for ligament marks on his neck to see if they're in tune with the belt. We'll have to get him down first.
Kim, I think he's dead.
I agree.
Thank you.
His personality is no longer a part of the world.
Nice. 10 XP for my stupid observation. I love it.
Totally dead.
Deadity, dead. What is dead anyway?
He is.
He is.
I agree.
His person
totally dead.
The world no longer stores his personality in its composition. There was a time for that, and it ended 7 days ago.
That sounds about right, yes.
Something is coming out of him.
The pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. Purge liquid is dripping into it, drop by drop.
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death.
The fuck he's saying?
Poopies.
Talking about shit.
Poopy buttholes. Maybe he went to the toilet sometime before death?
Maybe.
You guys want to dwell on it too long. Back off and catch your breath.
But there is no breath to catch. Only the cadaver filling the air and your nostrils. He slowly rotates before you, decomposing.
I have something I need to know, corpse man.
Of course. You have questions, don't you? The power of... Because... Here you go, you loony.
Okay, we're fine.
Come back later, Corporal.
Okay, the preliminary examination is done here.
My frank manners and my memento mori feature.
Oh, there we go.
If possible, also, see me in your dreams.
Now you said the right thing for the text. The preliminary examination is done. Let's get him down from here.
The steel-reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt.
Nice. We're getting these skill points now, which is great. A lot of experience for doing the main tasks.
The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting the airship strength material.
An acrobatic maneuver would solve this situation. Nothing can go wrong with a good maneuver.
Can't someone else do it?
Someone else? You mean like the police?
You have a point there.
Sadly, yes. The whole RCM is out there right now, doing the exact same thing we are. Are we in a rush to help them? Not with this on our hands.
He covers his nose.
I know it's hard, but I assure you, the others won't come to help us. And we have a growing sanitary concern here. We need to get him down, fast.
We could bring a motor carriage over, cut the belt from the roof.
I have thought of that, yes. But the tire tracks would compromise the scene. Any prints would become illegible. That's if we get it through the hole in the fence.
That makes sense.
Also, my MC has a sloped roof. It's a sports model. The roof is slippery. An all-around bad platform to stand on.
How about I take you piggyback?
How about I take you piggyback?
After a moment's silence, he raises an eyebrow.
The fuck are these pigs talking about?
Are they bank or something? Oh, it's fucking boring, Kuno. Wish they'd fuck already.
Fucking shut up!
Pig, why you gotta disrespect my girl? This shit makes Kuno sad.
Good.
Fuck that banana poika in the ass, Kuno.
Lieutenant, are you sure you could carry my weight, though?
I wasn't actually implying I would. I meant it's a bad idea.
It's a fucking hilarious idea. You two puskapas get on top of each other and fuck.
Maybe we could ask for help from the harbour.
I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appear to be suspect in this case. It seems like a dangerous route to go down.
Okay. Let's reconsider.
But what other options? The corpse twists on the belt, like chicken on a skewer.
We could saw the branch.
Climb up there and saw the branch?
It seems unclimbable, cause the ladder is treacherously rotten. But you could use your hands and feet to reach around the tree, then hang from the branch.
It does seem dangerous. I don't think it's within my repertoire. I'm not a physical person.
There
in
has
this
to be
game.
a less risky way, with less falling down of trees.
Maybe we could shoot him down?
Yeah! Bang bang time, pig! Shoot his head off!
How?
Where the buckle ties the rope to the branch. That's a good spot to aim.
The buckle holds the belt together.
Where? Ah, yes, I see. If the shot hits that, there might be a chance to release the belt.
Yeah, now we're talking. Entertain a Kuno with some shit.
They'll miss! The pigs will miss Kuno!
Take the shot, Lieutenant. What's the worst thing that could happen?
I'll blow his head off.
Take it! Take the shot!
Yeah, take the shot. Kuno wants some of that shit.
Silence. With his elbow sharp, the lieutenant unzips his jacket and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks.
Ooh, he's gonna do it!
Securing it in place.
He's gonna do it.
That's a Kiel A9090 Armistice, mass-produced muzzleloader, ascetic, frugal, one of the most common firearms in the world. He then steps back and assumes the fellow's stess position, taking aim. The corner of his eye twitches. His finger is on the trigger.
Easy does it, partner.
He's gonna fucking miss!
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the surrounding tenements. A cloud of smoke slowly parts in the air as the lieutenant steps back and says to himself,
God damn it.
He missed.
Fucking idiot! Mookaba asshole!
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he?
It's okay, man.
Kuno's sorry too. Kuno feels sorry for the Beano Clad.
I thought we were about to witness some impressive moves there.
The lieutenant doesn't say a word, just looks at the gun in his hand.
Try again, maybe? You just failed the dice roll, man.
No, we are lucky as it is. We didn't break anything, and the victim remains uncompromised. Any more mistakes could put us in an unfortunate position with the locals. We have eyes on us. I didn't do us any favors with that.
Oh, what now?
I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down without assistance.
Can I have the gun? So apparently we'll have to ask for help from the harbor, apparently. Can I have the gun?
It's bad as it is. Us shooting firearms like punks.
He pauses, then shrugs and proceeds to load the pistolet.
Go ahead. I'm not stopping you. Just don't lose it.
The piece shines in his outstretched hand.
They only have one gun!
This is the sorriest pair of pigs Kuno's ever seen.
Take the gun.
Yeah, take it, you fucking banana boyka! Take it and shoot yourself in the mouth!
Feel the weight first.
The cold piece of bakelite and gunmetal is surprisingly light. Your fingers fit right through the guard, instinctively resting on the trigger.
The fuck are you waiting for, Kuno? Tell him to shoot himself in the mouth!
Point the gun at the belt.
The buckle comes into focus in your sights. You stand with your feet planted firmly in the ground and your left hand supporting your gun arm.
It's not even a dice roll, we're just going for it.
Why don't you just
Oh, here
shoot
it is.
yourself in your mouth? At least you won't miss.
Ooh. Hand-eye coordination. Bad. Jesus. Close your left eye first.
Your field of view narrows. The branch slowly moves, becoming entirely two-dimensional. The metal buckle glimmers, catching the noon light as the corpse slowly rotates. The slow movement of the branch in the wind and your shoulders directing the gun sync up, dancing hypnotically.
Look, he's crying! You gonna cry now, fucking fucking faggoty!
We're not going to get that. And it's a red check. It cannot be retried. We might end up shooting the head off.
I agree. Enough gunslinging for today.
But what about the body?
We need to access the harbor and ask the leader of the Union to have it taken down. They have the tools, and they have men.
Okay. But what about the body?
We need to access the harbor.
What about the body? Why didn't we just begin with that?
I did not want us to be indebted to Evrard Clare. I wanted us to be able to deal with it ourselves. That is clearly not the case. We need help.
Damn it.
You need to suck my dick! Why the fuck am I still alive?
Jesus Christ. What's wrong with being indebted to Evrard Clare? Probably a lot.
He's a dangerous and corrupt man, and we cannot predict what he will want from us in return.
Okay. There it is. We have inspected the body, finally. Almost taken 2 crack shots at a belt buckle, which would have ended up in probably more disaster. I think I did the sensitive option by restraining myself. However, we have more that we can do next time, because I have let the time fly in this episode. Has really gotten away from me, so enjoy a long one, because it is a long one of us getting very, very into this game. We have many tasks to check out of related to the body and this area, and yeah, very, very cool. We've got the instant photo of the tattoos. Snap this photo of the hangman's tattoos. The intricate web of blue lines stretching across his torso,
An intricate web
which
of
looks
blue
quite
lines
cool.
Stretches across the torso of the hanged man, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time the lines intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. The pattern still kind of has an ethnic feel to it, but nothing familiar.
So we have a photo to interact with and to analyze at a later date. So we've got a bunch to do, and I'm super excited that we're finally able to inspect the body without throwing up. It's great. We're making progress. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Disco Elysium. This has been your fellow Art Cop signing off. I hope you're enjoying the playthrough so far. This game is spectacular, and it absolutely has me absolutely enamored with the world. So we'll find out how we can get past the docks, so we can get the help of Evrard Clare to get this body down next time. I'll see you then.